Penn State clears, but not out. Capone kept it alive. Fashion is able to outlet. Dowiak crunches a Terry in front of the Nittany Lions bench on the far side. Here comes BU right back. It's Jack Hughes. Fires right into Sergeyev's glove. With 13:16 to go in the opening period, there's no score. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
Need a place to stop, fuel up, and stretch your legs? Onvo's got you covered. Onvo is proudly serving the drivers of Pennsylvania with the most comfortable and convenient locations to recharge, refuel, and refresh. On your way to a big Penn State game? Stop at Onvo, the official travel plaza partner of Penn State Athletics, and save 20 cents per gallon on your first fill-up when you download the Onvo app. Onvo, where Penn State fans fuel up.
O'Reilly. Get one free set of Brake Best brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select brake rotors. You can upgrade to Brake Best Select brake pads for just $10 more, or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20 more. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts. Offer in store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
No score, 13:16 to go here in the Enterprise Center in Game 2 of the Frozen Four. Let's pause 10 seconds for a station ID. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network. Eric Olson alongside former Penn State goaltender Chris Funke. Kendall Skolicki is down ringside. Kendall, what's the pace down there right now?
Looks pretty quick to me. I just have to talk about Arsenio, though. I mean, he deserves a trophy right now, in my opinion. If we go back to last game, think about how hard he fought. I mean, this team would simply not be here without him. And the coach, everyone on the team just praises his personality, what a light he is in the locker room. I have a bunch of quotes I'll read from him later. The puck's about to drop, but all he talks about is how much he loves this school. And honestly, I want Penn State to do well for him because he has just fully embraced that mentality. And I think Arsenio describes perfectly what Penn State hockey is.
You got to love that as a goalie, right? Chris Guy always says the boys would run through a brick wall for RC.
And that's what you want out of your goaltender, right? And especially, obviously, I've only been on the goalie side of it, but it's always a phenomenal feeling when you know you're in the net and you know those 20 guys in front of you, right? Or those 18 guys in front of you are going to run through a wall for you, are willing to do anything for you, block any shot. It just makes a world of difference.
Face off to Sergeyev's right, tie up in the near circle. Peters is down on his knees. They're going to get a whistle. He did a great job not playing it with his hands. That is a penalty. But he stayed down on his knees, protected the puck, and they'll drop the puck again in that near circle. Peters takes draws on this side. Dowiak takes draws on the other side. Penn State's won 4 out of the 5 face-offs so far in this opening period. Penn State controls this one. Dug out by Christensen. Now they're working up the far side. Dick knocks it down at the Terriers' line. They'll go in on the forecheck with Peters. Hudson reverses up the far wall, and Boston breaks out right to left. 3-on-3 they come through center ice. Camille Bednarik turned back just inside the Penn State zone by Simon Mack. Mack finds it in the near circle. Outlets now for the Nittany Lions. They dump it back into their zone. It's Geniev. Mack retreats between the circles. D to Christensen. Long stretch pass up the near side for Lawback. Deflects in, but not deep. Now Lawback in his skates is able to keep the puck alive at the far side. Geniev pulls it off the wall. Surveys, fires. Was blocked in the near circle. Geniev back on it, trying to find it. Works it down low for Lawback. Lawback to Fink in the near corner. Fink feathers a pass all the way through. Trickle to Yegorov, and he covers it with his glove. Some pushing and shoving in front of his crease. And I think that was a pass by Fink there, Chris, but it just found its way to the crease.
It really looked like it, the way he feathered it. And I mean, I don't know if Yegorov wasn't in the net, if that would have had enough speed to get across the goal line, even with how slow it was coming in. So I definitely think it was a pass. But, hey, still, a shot's a shot, especially at this point in the season. You'll take it.
It's the home of the St. Louis Blues, the 2019 Stanley Cup champions. The ice has certainly taken a beating. Yesterday, all 4 teams practiced. We already had a game here tonight that went to double overtime, so a big question is going to be, what is that ice condition going to be like for these 2 teams, especially as this game winds down? We're approaching 8 minutes in to this first period. No score between Penn State and Boston, and the Terriers send one up and out of play from the neutral zone. We'll see where they drop the faceoff. 12:05 left to go in the first. 3 shots apiece, and so far the best chance of the game belongs to Aiden Fink. A one-on-one with Mikhail Yegorov, and he missed the net.
And one thing I want to point out, Eric and Kendall, on that last play, Boumediene dumped the puck in, and I think at the 8-minute mark of this first period, that's the first time I've seen BU dump a puck in. That's what I was saying. Penn State has the ability to frustrate them by playing that 1-1-3, playing with 3 guys back in the neutral zone. This team loves to carry the puck into the offensive zone, not dump and chase.
Another face-off win by the Nittany Lions. Far side of the ice, rainbowed out, trickles now into the Terrier zone. Paquette working on Hudson. Now into the near corner. Diving Terrier, couldn't get it out. That's Rukanakis. Now back behind Yegorov. And Gavin McCarthy picks it up for the Terriers. Outlets to his D partner, Hudson. Cole Hudson, erased by Dowiak along the near wall. Penn State takes it away. It's Amon. He gets crunched just outside the line. Boston right back. It's Hudson, skating like a forward. Fires, saved by Sergeyev, down in the butterfly. Hudson tried a follow-up shot. Now he fans, and Serrato has them all tied up, but the puck doesn't leave the zone. The Terriers keep to the near point now. Boumediene fires and saved by Sergeyev down in the butterfly, and a low, hard shot from the near point. Well, there we see the skating ability of Cole Hudson and what he can do. You think he'd be back with his D partner McCarthy, and all of a sudden he's winning a battle just inside the zone and going one-on-one.
Finding himself firing on Arseni, going and getting the rebound and being behind the goal line in the offensive zone. We said it at the start of the broadcast, right? He's very, very much like Quinn Hughes, and what he reminds me a lot of is watching him play at Michigan.
Got points in 19 of his last 22 games, the most outstanding player of the Toledo region in the NCAA tournament. He is a dangerous player, but so far Penn State has contained him, and you certainly want to keep BU at even strength because he is a danger on the power play. 5 power play goals this season. Talked with Guy pregame about that, and Penn State staying disciplined. They did a great job of that in Allentown. Only 3 penalties in 2 games against Maine and UConn. In the neutral zone, now the Nittany Lions retreat into their own end. DeMarco will gain a head of steam, pass off to the near side for Weebush. He's turned right back. Puck rolls into the Nittany Lions zone. Christensen is on it. He'll settle behind Sergeyev. 10:44 to go in the opening period. There's no score. Terriers up to 5 shots now, still 3 for the Nittany Lions. Here's Serrato winding through center ice on his backhand. He'll carry in deep up to the far side now. Change places at the point. Serrato still on it. Throws a backhand. DeMarco, or rather Crespo, had to leave the zone. Serrato still battling to keep that puck alive, and Boston takes it away. It's Cole Eiserman, right to left, down the right wing, tries to pull it between the legs. Puck loose near Sergeyev. The Nittany Lions clean it up. Boston can't hold at the point. Aiden Celebrini, brother of Macklin Celebrini, probably going to win the Calder Trophy this year in the NHL. A lot of brotherly affair up in Boston. You got the Celebrinis, the Hudsons, and some outstanding National Hockey League players. Sergeyev makes the save as the Terriers try to tip. It's Eiserman right on the edge of the crease. There they opened up some space down the middle lane, and Eiserman deflected right at the edge of Sergeyev's crease, but Sergeyev makes the save.
And that's a great save by Arseni off that deflection. But what's, I think, maybe more impressive about Arseni's play, not just so far tonight, but this entire season, is his poise and composure when there is a net front scramble. He never seems to get panicked, seems to get flaily, where you see goal pads sliding out left and right. He always seems to be under composure and very poised in the blue paint.
9:54 to go in the opening period, no score. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
Feeling the need to get away from it all? Then it's time to unleash your wild side and hit the off-road with the ultimate adventure partner, the Ford Bronco family of SUVs. Whether you're tackling the trails or just enjoying nature, the Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport are designed for fun. With all the high-tech, versatility, and comfort, the Ford Bronco family will let you make the most of every adventure. So gear up and get out there. Start out today at buyfordnow.com and then get to your local Ford store.
Discover Happy Valley Hotels, featuring 6 top-rated properties in the heart of State College, with modern rooms and convenient amenities. From luxurious suites to budget-friendly options, our reputable brands have you covered. Enjoy comfort, style, and a great location all in one place. Book your stay today at www.stayhvh.com. Happy Valley Hotels, where your best stay starts.
For every Nittany Lion crushing it on the ice, there's a pack of fans electrifying the stands. This season, Highmark Blue Shield is proud to support you both because life. 9:54 to go in the opening period. No score. Eric Olson, Chris Funke, Kendall Skolicki. It's Penn State and Boston, the Terriers in the Frozen Four for the third straight year, trying to get over that hump. Last year, they fell in overtime to the eventual national champion Denver Pioneers, who lost tonight in double overtime to Western Michigan. And 2 years ago, the Terriers got blown out by Minnesota. Minnesota would go on to lose to Quinnipiac in overtime in the national championship. Penn State, the debutantes in its first ever Frozen Four, trying to get to its first ever national championship to meet the Western Michigan Broncos. Off the face-off to Sergeyev's right, a tie-up into the near corner. Now the puck bounds to the far side. Dowiak scoops it out. Paquette trying to hunt it down. He goes in on the forecheck. Cole Hudson turns and skates up the near side now, over the zone. He fires, saved by Sergeyev. Big rebound, though. Boston can't get to it. Penn State does, and now they'll try to counter with Paquette up the right wing. Paquette gains the zone. He'll dump it in behind. Brandon Svoboda on it for the Terriers. Up the far side, puck leaves the zone. Christensen will track it down as the Terriers change. Boston up to 7 shots now, just 3 for the Nittany Lions. Terriers have tilted the ice a little bit. Fink, Lawback, Genev out there now for the Nittany Lions. They dump it into the zone. Boumedian, D-to-D, in the skates of Tom Willander. Now back to Boumedian to the red line. They connect the pass. Jack Page tries to go between his legs. Rather, it's Capone, beg your pardon. And a shot saved by Sergeyev as Jack Hughes got free between the circles, dragged and fired. And Sergeyev, pushing across to his left, makes the save.
Yet another tremendous save by Sergeyev. And this BU team, as much as they don't like to, dump and chase on the forecheck, they are not afraid to shoot the puck from anywhere. They have really been firing from just about everywhere.
And right now, they're just skating over the line to create some space. Face off to Sergeyev's left. Nittany Lions win it. Serrato to Crespo. Long stretch pass looking for Peters. Doesn't connect. It's going to be icing with 8:39 to go in the first. Still no score. What's Boston done to tilt the ice their direction a little bit now?
I think it's been maintaining possession. I don't think that Penn State, by any stretch of the imagination, looks out of sorts, right? This Boston University team is extraordinarily skilled, including their goaltender, their starting goaltender. They have 14 NHL draft picks. It's no mistake that they're in the Frozen Four. I think Penn State just needs to establish their game and start imposing their will a little bit more here.
Peters won the face-off back. So the Terriers get to it first with Harvey, and a shot from the point by Boumedian, blocked in the near circle. Paquette blocked it, lost his stick. Another shot from the point goes wide. Now Jack Hughes crunched into the far corner. Now back behind Sergeyev, it's Hughes. On it once again at the goal line. Pirouettes protected by Dowd. They center. A shot goes wide. A shot from the below the goal line by Harvey. Got all the way through the crease as Sergeyev was turning and get back into the net. Terriers swarming here in the Penn State zone. Harvey pulls it around Crespo but lost the handle. Crespo is able to relieve pressure to Peters. And now Penn State gets it out and they'll be able to change. Dowiak dumped, took a hit to make a play. And they'll complete the 5-man change now with 7:47 to go. In the opening period, no score in Game 2 of the national semifinal. Jack Page down the left wing. His dump in went off of Amon. Page back on it between the circles. Nittany Lions clean it up. Amon fans on the outlet. Right back on it. Goes into a body. It's Camille Bednarik who keeps it alive. Now at the goal line. Fascia in deep. Fascia lost the puck for a moment. Settles it. They'll relieve pressure to the near side. It's Lugris breaking out with Amon. Feathers it for Amon now. He fires. Saved by Yegorov, and he's peeking around behind him, but finds the puck just between his leg pads. Casey Ahmed joining the rush. Lugris hit him perfectly on his tape, and it's Penn State's first shot in quite a while in this first period.
It's a great pass by Dylan Lugris, and I do think another key element of this game is not going to just be the top lines of Lawback, Genev, Fink, Serrato, DeMarsico, Webush. I think it's going to be the play of guys like Nick Fascia, Jared Crespo, Keaton Peters, right? I think Dylan Lugris, Carson Dick, I think those guys making the block shots, the things that don't show up big on the score sheet, is going to be a big difference.
Terriers control the face-off. They work it right to left. Dumped in by Quinn Hudson at the goal line. A battle for it along the near wall. Nittany Lions are able to relieve pressure. It trickles back into the Boston end. Aiden Celebrini, D to D. Now LaChance centers for Hudson. They'll fire wide of Sergeyev. Comes to the near wall. Webush is on it. Is able to outlet for DeMarsico. Tucks one for Serrato. They're 2-on-3. Serrato protects. Goes down. No arm up in the air. Terriers settle, and they'll work it right to left again. Streaking ahead. It's Page. Fires. Saved by Sergeyev, and he'll tuck that puck to the edge of his crease and cover it with 6:30 to go in the first period. There's still no score.
And it's been all Arseni so far in this first 13 and a half minutes of this period. There was a scramble. What I think a lot of people at home might not have gotten a chance to see or might not have known. That scramble where Arseni made a save, puck was behind the net. The Boston University forward tried to fire it off his back, and as Arseni was recovering, he saw it, got his leg out of the way so he couldn't bank it off him and into the net.
Penn State controls the face-off. They've done a great job of that in this first period, 9-5 on draws. But Boston right back on the attack. It's Hughes, a long shot, knocked away by Sergeyev to the near corner. Penn State goes off the glass glove, down by Cole Hudson. Protects atop the near circle. Now at the point, Hudson will walk the line, pushed out by Lawback. Boston has to touch up. Genev takes the puck away. Penn State on a breakout. It's Genev. They're onside. Genev trying to get it to Lawback. In Fink's skates. Lawback just pokes it towards the edge of the crease. And now the Terriers, as Hudson was in the neutral zone and somehow found his way all the way back deep into his own end. And they're able to break the puck out. Now at the Penn State line, Cole Hudson dumps in. Sergeyev will settle as the Terriers change. 5:40 to go in the first period. No score between Penn State and Boston. Ahmed up the right wing for the Nittany Lions. His cross-ice pass did not connect, and that's going to be a Nittany Lion icing with 5:30 to go.
And what you love to see, Eric and Kendall, here is Penn State's performance in the face-off circle. Not just tonight, but really the last 5, 10, 15 games. One thing that this coaching staff stresses is face-offs they do have a little bit of skill to them. I won't deny that, but they are primarily a mentality thing. It is me versus you. Whoever wants it more is going to end up getting possession of the puck for their team, and that's just Penn State having more want in their game.
And they win another face-off. You think they would, in this game, have that advantage. Boston under 50% on the season. Nittany Lions seventh in the nation after being first for so long, and this play is whistled down in the Boston zone. But of frozen four teams, they're number one. Denver wasn't too far behind. Western is great on face-offs as well, just a few percentage points behind Penn State. But decided edge favoring the Nittany Lions in this matchup. They'll have to win a defensive zone face-off to Sergeyev's left. And Schoen is going to take it again. He leans in on his forehand, and another draw controlled by the Nittany Lions. They get it out of the zone. DeGraves batted it out of midair, back to the Terriers line. Settled by Tom Willander. In front of the Penn State bench, Lugris takes it right back. Schoen lost the handle, and the Terriers wind it in deep. Sergeyev quickly out to settle it for Casey Ahmed. Ahmed out there with Mack right now as Penn State's starting to change. Serrato one-hands it to DeMarsico now. Streaking ahead. DeMarsico on his forehand, drags between the legs. Carries to the net mouth. In tight on Yegorov. He might have made the stop. Serrato cleans the puck up in behind to the point. Mack winds and drives it. Flutters over the crease. Penn State buzzing now. It's Webush wraparound. Yegorov couldn't get the glove on it. Back to Christensen at the point. DDD to Mack. To the goal line now, Serrato. Try to work it around a defenseman. Great forecheck here by the Nittany Lions. It's DeMarsico. Crunches a Terrier into the corner. Good pressure by Penn State, but now BU relieves it. A pass, though, goes off a skate as Jack Page has to gather back in the Terrier zone. Right to left pass connects, and Boston's onside. Now it's Green atop the near point. Green tucks a backhand for Cole Hudson. Hudson walking the goal line on the near side. He'll wind all the way around into the top of the far circle. Now he'll button hook and get on his backhand towards the goal line. Boy, he can skate. Hudson fires wide. Rims to the near wall. Dick in a battle there. Puck back to the goal line now. Shane LaChance protects. Big sophomore captain for the Terriers. Reverses into the near circle. Now a shot deflected over Sergeyev by Matt Capone in front. Now Penn State relieves that pressure. Terriers have to touch back up. Boumediene backhands one in, but not deep. Now Christensen will carry behind Sergeyev with 3:36 to go in the first period. Christensen in a world of hurt, but is able to get it as Capone was forechecking. Now a dump in right to Yegorov. He'll scoop it up with his glove with 3:27 to go in this first period. Shots 9-4. Boston will be back in just a moment. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
As the cost of electricity continues to rise, people in Pennsylvania are looking for ways to save money at home, and they're finding it in an energy source that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly. It's propane. Propane can power everything from furnaces and water heaters to ovens and fireplaces, even clothes dryers. And propane fire pits and heaters make outdoor living in Pennsylvania just as comfortable as being inside. Get the facts at papropane.com. Brought to you by the Pennsylvania Propane Foundation and your local propane provider.
You've been in an accident and your car is disabled. A tow truck arrives and pressures you to sign forms that don't include rates. You call the police with the tower's info and find out this isn't the truck that was dispatched to you and ask the tower to back off. You share details of just what went down with your insurance company, and they say, good job. You just fended off a wreck chaser. It pays to know your tow.
3:27 to go in the opening period here at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Eric Olson, former Nittany Lion goaltender Chris Funke, Kendall Skalicki down rinkside. Arseny Sergeyev, 9 saves so far in this first period in Allentown. He stopped 68 of 71 to set a team record against UConn of 42 saves in that overtime win where Matt DeMarco scored the goal that sent Penn State to the Frozen Four. Kendall, you said you had some quotes about RC there.
Yeah, whenever RC is asked about Penn State, yesterday he was asked about what it's like being from Russia, you know, coming to Penn State as a transfer, and he said these guys on this team are really good guys, and they're not just my teammates, they're my best friends. And I'm sure everyone saw that quote. He said, Penn State till I die. We might want to get that on a t-shirt. But another thing about RC is he really locks in on game day. He doesn't bring his phone to the rink, which he's also told me has caused a few issues with transportation after the game because no one can get a hold of him. But he also, as Chris, I'm sure you know, in the hallway, the guys are always trying to amp each other up right before they go on the ice. Yep. RC locks in. He is to himself. No fist pumps, no nothing. It's just him and what's in front of him.
Penn State controls the attacking zone face-off. Mac D to D to Christensen far side. Geniev protects on his backhand. Christensen holds at the far point. Fires in deep for Lawback, and a shot by Fink just trickled in on Yegorov. He made the right pad save. Fink 1-on-2 in deep against Boumediene, the youngest player in college hockey this season. The Terriers poke it back out. Penn State on it. Lawback, a heavy puck off his blade now to track down all the way deep into his own zone. Both teams make a partial change. Now Lawback streaking ahead through center ice, gains the zone right side. The Terriers work it up and out. It's LaChance. Ridden into the near wall by Jimmy Dowd Jr. Dowd wins that battle. Puck into the circle, though, for Quinn Hudson. He couldn't trigger the shot. Now back to the point, near side, and a shot blocked by DeMarco. Terriers still on it. They'll walk. McCarthy lost a tire, and now here comes Penn State on the breakout. It's an on-man rush with Fink near side. Fink fires, saved by Yegorov with the blocker, and the puck rolls all the way back to center ice. Great opportunity again for Aiden Fink, and a huge blocker save. DeMarco right back onto the attack, but lost the handle into the near corner. Now it's LaChance. He'll protect at center ice. Skate to stick by Cole Hudson. He gets around Weebush. Hudson on his forehand now. Shot blocked. Winds to the near side. Terriers hold into the near circle. Devin Kaplan settles the puck, walks the goal line, out in front, shot bounds over Sergeyev, and Penn State with Serrato down to the ice, diving, pokes it past Cole Hudson. It's Wiebusch now. Joining the rush is Amon, but Penn State can't connect the pass. A heavy hit on Carson Dick near center ice. And it's Kaplan now, protecting the puck to the near side. Boumedian, cross-ice pass into Amon's skates, knocked away. Schoen is able to outlet for Lugris. They relieve pressure. DeGraves dumps in. He'll use his speed to win the race to the puck. It trickles to Yegorov. Lugris, trying to bat it off the side of the net. Puck comes free, and now it's Cole Iserman, another talented freshman from Massachusetts for Boston. Iserman in deep, 23 goals on the year, tied with Aiden Fink, who's trying to set a Penn State record. He's had 2 good looks in this game, but can't find the back of the net. Approaching a minute to go here in the first period, still scoreless. Genev hunting on the forecheck. Boston breaks it out. The right wing now, it's Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes working around a Nittany Lion. It was Fink, and now Fink gathers this puck just out of his reach, though, and they'll track it down on Cole Hudson deep in the Boston zone with 45 to go in the period. Penn State turns it over. It's Lawback trying to center for Fink between the rings. Terriers take it away. Pass left side. Harvey dumps in behind Sergeyev. Penn State has bodies there. Dowd up the wall. Fink surveys, pokes it to the red line. Boston's on it. It's Ryan Green with 25 to go in the period. Back for Gavin McCarthy, sophomore defenseman. Terriers will dump it into the zone that goes up and out of play with 19.8 left on the clock in this first period.
Fink is so overdue. You can tell how bad he wants this.
Yeah, and Kendall, you took some of the words right out of my mouth. If you were to tell me there's a guy knocking on the door who's just due for a goal, I would say Aiden Fink is showing up to the door with a battering ram.
Yeah.
He is so close and has been so close, has generated so many grade A scoring chances on his own. You know that once he gets one, the floodgates are going to open. You wouldn't be surprised if he pots one tonight. He has 2 more that follow right after.
Well, he's used to shooting on a big goalie in practice, and Sergeyev Yegorov got big there and got the blocker out. 17 seconds to go, face off in the neutral zone. Now deep into the Terriers' end. Serrato, Wiebusch, DeMarsko out there with 10. That line at 11 points in Allentown. Can they make some magic late in the period? 5 seconds to go. Boston's going to run it out. It's LaChance ahead into the zone. Poked off his blade. And we're scoreless through 20 minutes in Game 2 of the national semifinal. The winner to meet the Western Michigan Broncos on Saturday in the national championship. Shots end up 11-7 favoring Boston through 20 minutes, but some of the grade A's, Chris, coming from Penn State and Aiden Fink.
Yep, and you like to see Penn State generating the scoring chances they have. It's tough to think or sit here and say, wow, you really feel like Penn State is, to repeat a phrase, knocking on the door with only 7 shots. But they have generated some really high-quality scoring opportunities, and Yegorov has stood tall. Give him credit. Same thing as Arseni.
With how much Boston scores, they're averaging 3.8 goals per game, giving up about 3, similar to Penn State. You think they would be able to open up the floodgates and create a lot of speed and space, but Boston showed down the stretch in the Hockey East tournament and certainly in Toledo, they're a team that knows how to defend.
They are, and one thing I noticed, I've only gotten to see them play other than tonight one time so far this season, but they are not afraid to be physical. And shame on me for being surprised about that with a head coach in Jay Pandolfo who played, I believe, almost 1,000 games, 15 years in the NHL.
Yeah.
And he played in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s when it was a very, very tough hockey or a very, very tough game to play. So shame on me for being surprised that they are this physical. And I think it actually may have caught the Nittany Lions a little off guard. They may not have been expecting, because you didn't see this kind of physicality from Maine or UConn, really, in the first 2 games of this NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Pandolfo in his 3rd season now as the Terriers head coach. He's a Frozen Four merchant. He's been there 7 times now in his career, 4 as a player, now 3 as a coach. He won the national championship with Boston, was a Hobie Baker runner-up, and a 2-time Stanley Cup winner. He's the only D1 coach with an NCAA championship and 2 Stanley Cups. Boston is a team, you can kind of say, been there, done that. They have the experience. That was a pretty good opening 20 minutes of a Frozen Four for a team that's been there 3 straight times now.
Yeah, and I think we can speak to Jay Pandolfo all night long, right? We know his resume, we know his CV. When you look at the players in that BU dressing room, right, they have been here before. This is old hat for them. There are guys on this team who have played in now 3 Frozen Fours. That is something that you cannot replicate, and I think that Penn State is going to go into this dressing room. They are going to make every adjustment they need to make. This leadership group is going to step up the same way that they have all year long, and they're going to be very realistic and very objective. Guys, it's a 0-0 hockey game, right, with 40 minutes to play. We go out, one shot gives us the lead. That's all we need. So I think that is going to be the key to the messaging here and any adjustments they make going into the second.
Scoreless through 20 minutes in the Frozen Four, Game 2 of the national semifinal between Penn State and Boston. More on the stats and intermission coming up next. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
At PSECU, we like to think we're pretty unforgettable.
SCPCU.
PQ. PESU.
Okay, maybe our name's a little hard to remember.
Thank you!
But the perks at PSECU are impossible to forget. We're a member-owned digital-first credit union that treats members way better than your average bank.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay.
So even if you can't remember our name, just don't forget that our members achieve more.
PSECU. PSECU. PSECU!
So why aren't you a member yet?
Harbor Freight knows time is money, so for our Spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. This weekend, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll cabs under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025 while supplies last. Limitations apply.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Welcome back to the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. No score between Penn State and Boston through 20 minutes in Game 2 of this national semifinal. Shots 11-7. Terriers. Face-offs 13-5. Nittany Lions great in that category through 20 minutes. 5 blocks by Penn State, 3 by Boston. And both goaltenders, Chris, having to make some saves here. Sergeyev tested, and Yegorov coming up big. Aiden Fink, an early one-on-one with him, missed the target, but then on the odd man rush, Fink coming down the right wing, a great chance hunting far side that Yegorov got the inside of his blocker on.
And Arseni, and I said it at the top of the top of the broadcast, I expected that we'd be in for an absolute treat of a goaltenders duel. You know that's my favorite type of hockey game to watch. We know that Arseni has been great, and it's easy. I won't say easy. Easier to play as well as he has when the puck has been constantly in your own zone in front of you. You're always active, always moving. You're able to get into a rhythm. It's tough to play the game Yegorov has where he's only seen 7 shots, and up until the last couple of minutes of that first period, he had only seen, I think, 3 or 4 in maybe the first 16 minutes or 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, you have one of the most prolific goal scorers in NCAA hockey right now getting a wide-open grade A scoring chance, and you have to stand tall and be at the top of your game. That's a tough task to accomplish. So credit to both these goaltenders. This has been, again, my favorite type of hockey game to watch so far.
We look at the shot attempts, 24 by Boston, 14 by Penn State. The Terriers, we know how skilled they are at being able to create space. They want to get a lot of shots. They're scoring almost 4 goals per game. Penn State about 3.5 goals per game. But what did you like from Penn State defensively in that first 20 minutes.
I really liked the fact that they had a great third man high. Anytime they were able to get the puck into Boston University's zone and get them hemmed in, they had a great third man high. They were trying to keep the puck below the top of the circles in BU's zone, and that's what they need to do to be successful tonight, because Boston University, they want to carry the puck 200 feet end to end. They want to carry and enter the offensive zone with possession. They don't want to dump and chase. They're a very skilled hockey club, and you see that with a player like Cole Hudson. He's not afraid to skate the puck 200 feet and find himself going from behind Yegorov to behind Sergeyev in the offensive zone, right? So I think what Penn State did very well is they did not allow, a great amount or really any odd man rushes, because they've had such a good third man high. They've had such great neutral zone play.
Yeah, I know the coaching staff felt like that was going to be a key, similar to the main game, where if you could control the neutral zone in that middle of the ice and have a responsible third man high, you're going to create turnovers. You're going to get chances going the other way. And while BU has gotten better defensively, you get a guy like Cole Hudson out on the ice and cause a turnover. He's scored 14 goals this season. He's got 46 points, but he's only a +7, so he's been on the ice for a lot against.
And I'm glad that you brought that up, Eric, because one thing I noticed about 44 in white, Cole Hudson, is he will be F1 on the forecheck, right? Yeah. He will carry the puck in. He will play behind the offensive net. He does not care. But his teammates have actually, it looks like, adapted and adjusted to know that a forward is going to have to piston out and play defense for him, because if he loses the puck or there's a shot and a rebound pops out, Penn State clears it, they are going to be going back with a D-man that is now caught below the top of the circle in the offensive zone. So I've seen that happen a couple of times where he's actually back check only to the red line or maybe the far or their blue line. And so now you have a forward who's playing defenseman skating backwards for Boston University in place of Cole Hudson. I really would like to see Penn State isolate that and take advantage of it.
It's the 9th NHL building Penn State has played in program history. Played in Capital One Arena earlier this season against Army. Chris, got a little trivia question for you. I just gave you one of the answers. Can you name the other NHL barns that Penn State has played in?
Wells Fargo Arena.
Yep.
It was, I believe, called PPG Paints or Mellon in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Madison Square Garden.
There you go.
How many are there?
So this is the 9th. Gave you one in Capital One.
So I've got 4 so far.
Yep.
Joe Louis Arena.
Yep.
Last team to win a championship in Joe Louis Arena, actually, the 2017 Big Ten championship
team. You know
team.
that one well.
Shout out to all of my teammates from that team. Let me think. Where else? Oh, where else? NHL Arena. I'm stumped right now. Buffalo?
No, have not played in Buffalo.
Why did I?
One's a big country music capital.
Nashville.
Yeah.
North Dakota game. I think I'm at, 5 or 6? I'm at 6 now?
2 more left to get.
Okay. Where else?
Tripp played this game with me earlier this season. I missed one. One was a little tough to get.
I think I've named everyone that I've played at. I'm trying to remember, but I know they played so many before, and then obviously they played so many after. I wish I could have gotten to play in that Nashville game. Where else could they have played? Tournaments have been at Allentown and in Cincinnati or Toledo. I'm stumped.
Well, so one is the
XL
Energy Center.
I missed one that I actually played in.
And this is the one I did not get. Gila River Arena in Arizona.
I played there too. We played Arizona State there. I started against Arizona State there, and I completely forgot about it. My goodness.
Put it out of your memory.
Yep.
Well, in NHL Barnes, Penn State 18-12-1, so not bad on the big stages. And no stage bigger than this. It's the Frozen Four, their first ever trip, and they're trying to get to the national championship on Saturday to take on Western Michigan. No score through 20 minutes between Penn State and Boston. The second period is coming up next. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
Feeling the need to get away from it all? Then it's time to unleash your wild side and hit the off-road with the ultimate adventure partner, the Ford Bronco family of SUVs. Whether you're tackling the trails or just enjoying nature, the Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport are designed for fun. With all the high tech, versatility, and comfort, the Ford Bronco family will let you make the most of every adventure. So gear up and get out there. Start out today at buyfordnow.com and then get to your local Ford store.
Liberty Basement Systems are the foremost experts in the waterproofing industry for basements, crawl spaces, plus all your foundation needs. Call them today at 570-998-4540. They will give you the peace of mind that your home is structurally sound and you never have to worry about water again. Their certified inspectors will give you a free inspection and estimate. Call Liberty Basement Systems at 570-998-4540, the official basement waterproofing sponsor of Penn State Athletics.
Do you desire a career in the electrical industry, have a strong work ethic, and take pride in your work? Well, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local Number 5 has immediate opportunities for you. Earn industry-leading wages and benefits, including health care for your family, retirement packages, continuing education programs, pathways for advancement, and so much more. For information, call 412-432-1400 or visit us online at ibw5.org today.
Athletes push boundaries, defy odds, and strive for greatness. At Penn State Health, we share that drive. We tackle medicine's toughest challenges, leading to breakthrough treatments and even cures. Our researchers are passionate and push the limits, like the discovery of a pediatric cancer treatment that led to an FDA-approved drug, drawing patients globally to central Pennsylvania. Penn State Health, driven for you.
Fans, gear up at the Penn State Bookstore this season and show your Penn State hockey pride. Visit psu.bncollege.com to get your gear. The Penn State Bookstore, the official bookstore of Penn State Athletics. Eric Olson, Chris Funke, Kendall Skolicki with you here in St. Louis, Missouri. No score between Penn State and Boston through 20 minutes. Team's about to hit the ice for period number 2. This is a building that holds 18,096. Chris, it's filled pretty well. There's a good contingent of Penn State fans, of BU fans here, but it doesn't feel like there's a ton of juice in the building. You have some casual hockey fans here as well. How difficult can that be to generate energy on the bench and on the ice? This isn't like playing in Allentown where you had 7,000 Penn State fans with you.
It's very difficult, and it's good to see there's as many fans here as there are. I would say if you said there's 18,000 that can fit in this building, it really feels like there's probably about 12 to 13,000 maybe, but you're right. There's a lot of people here in North Dakota sweaters, in Minnesota sweaters, Michigan. I've seen a couple of Colorado college sweaters, right? Just casual college hockey fans that are here to watch great hockey, not necessarily cheering one way or the other. It's tough, right? Because there's not a lot of noise and it can feel empty, so you need to have a ton of positivity on that bench, and you need to create your own energy. And this isn't a knock against this team at all, but it's something Penn State's familiar with in playing at a rink like Ohio State, right? Where they play at the Schottenstein Center in Ohio State. That's also their basketball stadium. Seats, I believe, maybe 14,000, 15,000, and they usually only get 5 or 6 maybe a night, so it feels empty. It's bring your own energy night, as we used to call it.
We can see a contingent about maybe 15 members of the Roar Zone just down into the corner near where Kendall is, and the Penn State bench side. Kendall, it's great to see a contingent of Roar Zone members here.
Yes, they're keeping up the chants, too. I also had eyes on Christian Berger and his whole family, so really nice to see some alumni come out to support these guys.
Genev snipes to start the second period, and it goes high off the back glass. Penn State attacking right to left in the second period. They create a turnover in their own end. Fink bats one down. He's going to chase this puck below the goal line, working behind Cole Hudson. And he tried to center for Lawback as he hunted that puck down. Good start for Penn State in this period. Fink, a turnover in the neutral zone. Now a 2-on-1. Genev with Lawback. Genev near side centers for Serrato, just behind him. Puck rolls back to center ice, but Christensen is on it for the Nittany Lions. They work it up to the far side now. It's Wiebusch scurrying ahead. Drop pass for Serrato. On his backhand at the goal line now in deep. Tries a carry out front. He's erased. Wiebusch back on the puck. Genev is still out there. They wind it back to the near point where Crespo's waiting for it. Crespo settles down the near wall. Turns it over, though. Gets it back just outside the line. Penn State's got to touch up 1 minute into the second period. Gavin McCarthy behind Yegorov. Forechecking is Webush, trying to create the turnover. Webush and Serrato in deep. Now it winds back to the near side to Marsko. Feathers for Serrato behind the cage. Serrato on his backhand, lost the handle, and the Terriers come away with it. Now it's Jack Harvey. Left to right go the Terriers in this second period. Harvey in deep, shovels a backhand to the far side. DeMarco on it for the Nittany Lions. They work it out of the zone. But back in deep, here comes Capone now. One-on-one with Fascia, and a Capone shot. Sergeyev lost it, they score! Poked in. Sergeyev made the save and lost the puck. He just dropped it as he turned, and the Terriers strike first in the national semifinal. It's Jack Hughes who found that loose change in Sergeyev's crease.
And like Kendall was mentioning earlier tonight, we are going to see the mental toughness of this Penn State hockey team. That is a tough goal to give up as the first goal of the game. Arseni has been playing so well. He thought he had that puck either in his gloves or his briefs, and then I think he thought he felt it trickle between his legs when it was actually in front of him. He tried to swivel his body to make sure it stayed out, and in the end, he ended up opening up a yawning 4x6 for Hughes to bury it.
Chris, it's almost as if he thought he was going to get the whistle, and then he turned and just opened up, and the puck was sitting there.
Yes, it was.
Penn State work to do now. It's Jack Hughes, unassisted, his 7th. Finding that loose puck and winning the race to poke it in. Now what type of response does Penn State have? It's shown to Graves and Paquette out there now. Here comes Boston left to right. It's Cole Iserman down the wing. Centering pass all the way through. Diving was Bednarik. Couldn't get stick on puck. Off some skates in the neutral zone. Christensen is on it for the Nittany Lions. Christensen to the near point. Fires, swallowed up by the glove of Yegorov. 17:36 to go in the second. 1-0 Boston. Now's the time where, as a team, your mental toughness is going to get tested.
It is. And this is when now you need every one of your guys, especially this line that's out there now, right? Your most skilled group here, or arguably one of your most skilled lines, you need them to play Penn State hockey. You need them to hem Boston University in below the top of their circles or below their dots on their own end, maybe double them up here in the second period.
And you need them to score.
Yep.
Lawback and Fink goalless in their last 7. Genev 2 goals in his last 9. Boston ices. They'll bring the face-off back down to our left. But like we talked about before the game, Serrato, Webush, DeMarco, they're going. They're scoring. But you need Fink, Lawback, and Genev to be able to put the puck in the net.
You do. And no doubt about it, it is most certainly going to help. But, Eric, I remember you mentioning on one of our broadcasts in Allentown, with Dane Dowiak's goal, they now have 7 guys over 12 goals this year. They can get offense from everywhere. Just get something that you can build off of.
Dowiak had 3 in Allentown, the most outstanding player of that region. Boston works up behind Yegorov to the red line now. Penn State, good pressure. They turn it over. Long shot by Lawback from the neutral zone. Glove down by Yegorov, and they'll leave it for McCarthy behind the cage. Puck doesn't leave the zone. Genev hunting. Loose puck. Pick up now by Fink. Body down from behind. Here's Genev. Just couldn't settle the puck. Fires. Looking for a deflection off Yegorov. Now down at the point. A shot deflected. Saved by Yegorov with the right pad. Good response here from Penn State now. Puck goes up and out of play into the scorer's box. That'll keep the face-off in the attacking end for the Nittany Lions. Serrato comes out, and he wants the face-off the near circle.
And I loved seeing that shot from Reese Lawback, almost from the Nittany Lion logo here in the neutral zone, right? Turn there deep. Like I was just saying, get something you can build off of, even if it's seeing that shot total rise in your favor.
Clean face-off win. Webush back to the point for Christensen. His shot goes wide. Mack holds far side in Webush's skates. On his stick now, trying to knife through some Terriers. And a trickling shot in on Yegorov from DeMarco. Serrato and LaChance pushing and shoving in the corner. Serrato's cage goes up on his chin as he went to find that loose puck, but Yegorov had his glove on it.
And I'm all for protecting your goaltender. I'm all for sticking up for him. But I don't know that Charlie Serrato did anything but a flyby of Yegorov there. Maybe a little stick tap,
poke,
but nothing egregious. And to see LeChance come up and just blast him under the chin, that's, it's good to see some physicality. You got to have some confrontation here in the playoffs, but maybe we just take a step back here,
Yeah, that's 6'5", 218, Shane LeChance. But Serrato plays with an edge, too. He's not afraid to get physical.
Not at all.
Face off in the far circle. Serrato loses this draw. Now it's Jack Hughes who has the goal in this period. 1:35 in to give Boston a 1-0 lead. Now back behind Sergeyev. Terriers are on it. It's Hughes, tied up by Amon. Pokes the puck free into the corner. Fascia winds it on the backhand. Doesn't leave the zone. Held at the top slot. Now to the near side, poking at it is Serrato. Harvey erased. Nice job by Fascia, who laid that highlight reel hit in Allentown on a Michigan attempt. And a lot of people thought that created the spark that helped Penn State generate more offense before DeMarco ended it in overtime. Terriers on the attack again, and a shot in and out of the glove of Sergeyev as Harvey let that one go. Terriers have to touch up, get back on side. Dowiak in deep, off the wall to Amon. He'll chop it up and out of the zone. Paquette finishes a check, glove down by Fascia just inside the Penn State zone. Now back near the red line. Aiden Celebrini turns it over. Fascia D-to-D far side for Amon. Amon looking for an outlet. Got a deflection. Nope. Puck winded all the way around, and it's going to be icing on Penn State. 15-14 to go in the second. 1-0 Boston.
Took the linesman there quite a while to decide on whether or not Penn State had touched that one up before it crossed the red line.
Yeah, puck made it all the way to the near half wall before they blew the whistle. Well, now that'll bring the face-off to Sergeyev's right in the far circle. Brandon Svoboda and Keaton Peters for Penn State. And Peters is able to win it cleanly. Now Dowiak, left wing, off the wall, chopped down by Iserman. Poked into the zone, it rainbows and drops now for Peters. Peters settles, fires, puck is loose. Off the bench comes Crespo, keeps it alive. Now holding at the point, and they go to the near side. Dowd was trying to pinch to keep that puck alive, but Boston takes over. Iserman deflects in around Sergeyev to the near corner. It's Crespo, reverses. Dowd has to track it down, but lost the foot race. A tie-up along the near dasher. Just over 5 minutes into the second period, 1-0 Boston. LeChance, a backhand across to Boumediene. Now back in deep for Shane LeChance. Protects, wraps all the way through the crease, using that big frame to shield the puck. Crespo batting at it. LeChance again protects, throws it all the way through to Sergeyev. Couldn't hold the puck. Now another attempt, and Sergeyev pounces on it. Snowman's down on the crease to find that loose puck. And the Terriers get the cycle going and create some pressure. 14-19 to go in the second period. 1-0 Boston. Back after this, you're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
Gear up at the Penn State Bookstore this season and show your Penn State pride. Be part of the tradition that makes Pagula Ice Arena the best atmosphere in college hockey. Visit the location inside Pagula or visit psu.bncollege.com to get your gear. That's psu.bncollege.com. The Penn State Bookstore, the official bookstore of Penn State Athletics.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza. Thank you.
But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
$14-19 to go, second period. Eric Olson alongside former Penn State goaltender Chris Funke, Kendall Skolicki down ringside. Kendall, it's a pretty good atmosphere here in Game 2. Still a great crowd after the first game went to double overtime.
Yeah, it's definitely packed in here. There's little pockets of Penn State fans, but as you guys were saying earlier, the vast majority of these fans are not rooting one way or another. They're just here to enjoy hockey, so it's a little bit quiet. Definitely not like the atmosphere Penn State had in Allentown, so they really are going to have to step up and generate that energy. And we know at home there's a lot of people watching at Pagula. The rise of hockey at Penn State has been really interesting this year. We know the dynasty of Penn State football, the dynasty of Penn State wrestling. Now hockey's kind of entering that, and I think not a lot of people, the hockey team was on their radar, and now that they're in the Frozen Four, they're getting more and more attention on campus, and I think that fuels the guys as well.
You really could feel the buzz, and it's great that they're doing the watch party at Pagula. Free admission. You can go there and watch it on the Jumbotron. They'll have all the chants, all the songs. Rodney Martin is going to be there. We hope he gets to hit the goal horn tonight in Pagula and send that crowd into a frenzy. But Chris, that has to be just a great feeling for the alumni and the program to know that that's the type of crowd watching back home.
It truly does, and it means the world to know the support we have from the Penn State faithful, from the Roar Zone. It just, I've said it. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. They make you feel invincible when you're on the ice.
This might be the moment the Roar Zone rises to its feet because Penn State's going on the power play. Sasha Boumedian for tripping, and this might be the spark Penn State needs. We saw it in Allentown when they needed a response, Chris. It was the power play that it was able to deliver.
And this is where they need to generate it. And I know I keep harping on this, but even if you generate 3-4 grade A scoring chances, keep them in their end for 1 minute and 40 of this 2-minute power play, that's huge. You have something to build off of from there.
Well, Boston wins the faceoff, but Penn State attacks into the near corner, trying to win the puck back. They do keep it alive. It's Serrato along the near wall to Webush. Looking for an outlet, tucks a backhand for Serrato. Serrato looking to go cross crease, and it's broken up, and Hudson sends it out. Boston's going to change its forwards on the kill. It's a penalty kill that's around 78%, but since January, 86%, good for 6th in the country, and a big hit on Aiden Fink just inside the attacking zone along the glass. Webush comes to his defense.
I believe that was Hudson that actually laid that hit.
And Kendall, that was right near the corner that you were in.
Yeah, that was rough. I thought there was going to be a call there.
Yeah, Fink moved the puck, and Hudson finished his check. Didn't hit him in the head, right on the chest. Good clean hit, but I'll bring the face-off back into the neutral zone.
Chris, I think you were absolutely right in what you said earlier, too. I don't think Penn State was expecting this level of physicality. They seem a little bit shaken up by a few of these hits.
I think it has caught them just a tad off guard, and you know what? It's a good thing that there's still 33 minutes left on the clock here to play, and you're able to go in after the first period and make the adjustment and say, hey, you know what? All right, you guys want to play this game? We can play this game. We know we can be tough as well.
For a major penalty on the previous shift.
Penn State's going to be challenging for a major penalty. So the announcement, major penalty on the previous shift. There's 1:29 to go in the penalty to Boumedian for tripping. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be a challenge on the hit on Fink or if there was something else away from the play. 13:34 to go in the second. It's 1-0 Boston. Jack Hughes, his 7th. They do credit Matt Capone now with the lone assist. Shot by Capone that Sergeyev had, but didn't know where the puck was, did not get the whistle. He opened up his pads and turned, and Jack Hughes was able to win a race to poke the puck into the net. Sergeyev did not know where it was. Again, Penn State on the power play now, but challenging for a major penalty.
And this could be enormous for Penn State.
And a very quick review. I don't know that bodes well.
After review, there is no major penalty on the play. Penn State is charged with their timeout.
So Penn State will lose the challenge. No timeout now the rest of the way.
And the staff for Penn State must have thought they saw something. Director of Hockey Operations, George Lewis, must have thought he saw something on the video, able to radio down to the coaches and say, hey, I think that should be a challenge. We think we've got a major penalty, that hit from Hudson on Fink.
Neutral zone face-off just in front of the Penn State bench on the far side. They control it now. It's Serrato to the far wall. Ridden off the puck by Tom Willander. On defense for Boston. It rims to the near side. Penn State holds. It's down. Glove down by Fink. No hand pass as Webush played the puck next. Back to the point for Dowd. He fires looking for a tip. Goes wide of Yegorov to Serrato on the far side. Back to the point for Dowd. Near side for Fink. Can he get that record-breaking goal? Cross ice for Serrato. A bounding puck. He couldn't settle it, and the Terriers clear with 55 to go on the power play. Sergeyev. Long stretch pass for Fink, trying to catch him changing. Fink centers. Geniev has it knocked off of his stick. Hudson winds it to the far side. Matt keeps it to the Nittany Lions. Back in deep for Dowiak. He'll protect and work it up the far side. Dowiak turns, tucks a backhand for Schoen with 37 to go on the man advantage. Now it's Dowiak trying to center for Geniev, and Boston clears. Mack will track it down. 25 to go on the power play. 12:29 left in the second. 1-0 Boston. First power play of the game for either team. Geniev cross ice as Lawback was streaking back post, and it just was out of his reach. Now Mack up for Geniev. Surveys again. Cross ice. Onside. It's Dowiak. He fires. It was blocked between the circles. 5 seconds to go. And the Terriers work it out. They're going to get the kill. They're back to full strength. Here comes Kaplan. Schoen takes it right back into the neutral zone. The Terriers retreat deep into their own end. Kamil Bednarik now in his own zone. Cross ice pass for Kaplan. Deflects in. To the near corner, it's Dow. To the red line. Dump in right up to the glove of Yegorov. He'll glove it down and hold with 11:34 to go in the second. 1-0 Boston.
And something I want to point out, that was a tremendous play. You called it, Eric, by Ben Schoen. That was a 3-on-2 that turned into a 3-on-3 because of the back check from Ben Schoen. And that's what I was alluding to earlier. The things that don't show up on the score sheet. Ben Schoen, great back check through the middle of the ice, picks off a centering pass, and Penn State's going the other way.
Off the face-off, a battle for it, still in the attacking end for the Nittany Lions. And now Boston comes away with it. Quinn Hudson fires in, sticked aside by Sergeyev to the far wall. Shane LaChance shielding it, using all 6'5", 218. Goes down to the ice. Amon is able to outmuscle him for that puck. Now Hudson wrapping, tied up by Fascia. Hudson's able to get free. Quinn Hudson carries, batted away by Sergeyev as he worked it to the crease. Webush in a battle far side. Terriers keep it in at the far point. Now Amon up and out of the zone. Webush off the glass, drops for DeMarsko. Boston clears. Fascia, rather Webush, dumps in. Penn State's got to get back on side. They'll start to change. Off of Webush's stick on the outlet. It's a good turnover. Here's Geniev hunting for it. Geniev trying to center for Webush, and he's erased by Boumediene, who recovered very well. Now Geniev back checking, trying to take that puck away. Boumediene is able to work it in. Sergeyev has to sweep it aside, and a crunching hit by Mack on Capone. Penn State can't clear, though. It's Jack Hughes into the far corner. Turns, tries to tuck one back to the point. Fink is on it, protects. Knocked down from behind, poked out of the zone, out of the reach of Lawback. Battling for it again at the line. Penn State trying to get physical and win more puck battles in this second period. With Boston leading 1-0, we're halfway home in Game 2 of the national semifinal. 10 minutes to go in this second period. Christensen behind Sergeyev. He'll settle as Boston starts to change. Christensen will banana up the far side. Christensen carries through center ice now to the red line. A dump in by Lugris. Schoen on the retrieval. The first one to it in the far corner. Tried to leave it for DeGraves. Schoen hunting on the forecheck. Nittany Lions create the turnover. It's DeGraves for Schoen. Can't settle the puck though as McCarthy was able to knock him off. Now to the near wall. A pinch and the Terriers come away with it. An odd man rush now, maybe a 3-on-1 to the far side. They center and score. Cole Iserman makes it 2-0 Boston as Cole Hudson was leading the odd man rush up the ice. And like they've done so many times this season, they connect. Iserman's 24th makes it 2-0 Boston.
And that's Just what we've been talking about pretty much all night is 44 is the guy you have to watch. He is a defenseman, led that rush, made an outstanding cross-ice pass to Yzerman, and Yzerman standing there looking at a wide-open net. Arseny Sergeyev doing everything he can to get across in time, but those are two extraordinarily skilled players, and if you give a guy like Yzerman that much room and time at net front, he's going to find a way to score, especially off the rush.
Crespo did all he could to defend, got the stick down on the ice, but Hudson just outweighted him. And it was a pass right on the doorstep, cross crease for Cole Yzerman. And now Penn State really needs a response. Only 10 shots in this game, 4 in the period. And Boston leads it 2-0. Yzerman from Cole Hudson and Devin Kaplan. Sergeyev knocks a puck down on a long shot from the blue line. Need to generate some offense here. It's Fascia. Turns it over just inside the zone. Working around him is Ryan Green, trying to center. Is broken up by Fascia. Penn State trying to counter with numbers. DeMarco, cross ice for Webush. Settles, feathers for DeMarco. Can't get a shot off. It's towed away by Yegorov and all the way out of the zone. It's going to be icing on Boston if it gets to the line, and it does with 8:25 to go here in the second period.
Penn State needs to get some pucks on Yegorov here. They need to have some sustained offensive zone time, because right now, not only it doesn't look that lopsided on the shot total. I know BU's up 2-0, but shots are only 16-11. Penn State needs to get back to their game.
They tried to generate a shot off the faceoff, but Genev couldn't corral that puck. And now they're back checking into the neutral zone. Boston dumps and changes. Christensen. Long pass up the wall. It's intercepted at the red line by Harvey. Genev is able to win it back. Now Capone for Boston to the Penn State line. They dump it in. Sergeyev thought about coming out to play it. He stays. Christensen. This is going to be icing unless Fink can win the race. Fink on LaChance. No icing. It didn't get to the line, but Fink did a great job of creating pressure on Shane LaChance. Now Genev just out of his reach. The puck leaves the zone. Christensen and Dowd have to retreat. Sergeyev will play it to the near side for Christensen. And now it's Dowd, scurrying through center ice. It's Dowd, gains the zone, near side for Lawback. Lawback on his backhand, across, off the side of the net as he tried to feather to the net mouth. And Harvey, his pass to the center ice logo, the Frozen Four here in St. Louis. Boston dumps in to the far wall. In the near corner, it's Dowd. He's pushed off the puck by Rukanakis. Dowd staying with him, trying to erase Nick Rukanakis. They're still battling as it carries below the goal line now, and a penalty coming up on the Nittany Lions. They touch. It's Dowd.
He got him with the free hand there.
It's going to be a hold on the Nittany Lions with 7:06 to go in the second period. Boston leading 2-0. Let's pause 10 seconds for a station ID. You're listening to the Penn. It's Jimmy Dowd Jr. for holding with 7:06 to go in the second period. Boston's power play coming up next. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
Liberty Basement Systems are the foremost experts in the waterproofing industry for basements, crawl spaces, plus all your foundation needs. Call them today at 570-998-4540. They will give you the peace of mind that your home is structurally sound and you never have to worry about water again. Their certified inspectors will give you a free inspection and estimate. Call Liberty Basement Systems at 570-998-4540, the official basement waterproofing sponsor of Penn State Athletics.
As the cost of electricity continues to rise, people in Pennsylvania are looking for ways to save money at home, and they're finding it in an energy source that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly. It's propane. Propane can power everything from furnaces and water heaters to ovens and fireplaces, even clothes dryers. And propane fire pits and heaters make outdoor living in Pennsylvania just as comfortable as being inside. Get the facts at papropane.com. Brought to you by the Pennsylvania Propane Foundation and your local propane provider.
2-0 Boston, 7:06 to go, second period. Eric Olson, Chris Funke, Kendall Skolicki with you here in Enterprise Center. And Chris, now the nation's number 4 power play is going to go to work They've scored the third most power play goals in the country. They were 2 for 6 in the Toledo region, and their first unit is a dangerous one.
It really is, and you can tell just by the caliber of players they have on the ice right now. You know that even if they didn't have a set design system with this much skill on the ice, you'd know they would be dangerous just from looking at them. This is a very big kill for Penn State, but I will say this. Just like scoring on the power play for Penn State isn't the end-all, be-all, this penalty kill isn't the end-all, be-all. You've never seen a team go 100% on the PK or the PP. Just got to play your game.
Penn State did go 100% in non-conference this season. Shorthander, here comes Dowiak. Dowiak fires, saved by Yegorov. He was able to split the defense and create a one-on-one, but Yegorov makes the blocker save. Aggressive, out on the edge of his crease. A great opportunity shorthanded for the Nittany Lions after having 8 on the season. And the power play goes to work now for the Terriers. It's Cole Hudson. Backdoor pass. It was broken up as Iserman was just waiting for it. And the Nittany Lions clear.
It's a great stick by Cade Christensen to break up that cross-seam pass from high to low.
Those are the two guys, Iserman and Hudson. They've combined for 15 power play goals. And here comes Hudson trying to backdoor pass and shouldered away by Sergeyev, and it was batted up into the netting. Cole Hudson always looking to create when he's on the ice. And Boston is going to change units now with 1:11 to go on Jimmy Dowd's holding penalty. Penn State will change killers. Peters and Dowiak will come right back out. And Peters will take the face-off because it's in the far side of the ice. Dowiak had that great shorthanded breakaway, but Yegorov made the blocker save. Crespo and Amon, the defenseman. Peters wins the draw. Crespo in a battle with Jack Hughes in the corner. Boston controls, but now Amon is able to rub off the puck, and here comes Peters, shorthanded. Dowiak joins him, and Peters' shot ramps up a stick and out of play. It's 6:05 to go in the period, 2-0 Boston, 59 seconds left on Dowd's penalty.
And this PK is starting to look like Penn State hockey, right? You look at the 2 opportunities they have generated shorthanded here. This is what Penn State hockey likes to do, right? They like to play fast. They like to play quick in transition, generate some shorthanded scoring opportunities.
Serrato to take the shorthanded attacking zone face-off, but Boston controls. Serrato and Fink out there as the forwards, Mack and Christensen the defensemen. 47 seconds to go on the power play. Second unit still out there for Boston. Fink tracking a puck down along the far wall. Now into the corner below the goal line. Mack is tied up. Terrier's trying to dig it free. Christensen wins the battle, but Boston stays on it. It's Hughes to the far side now. Back for Hughes in the circle. Kaplan digging for it. Christensen winds to the near side. Terriers keep. Serrato dips the shoulder and wins the puck. Tries to rim it off the glass. Fink is there. Now here comes Serrato. He's tripped down. It's going to be a penalty, and the Terriers touch it. Would have been an odd man rush for Serrato shorthanded, but now will be 4-on-4 for 14 seconds before Penn State goes back to the power play.
Key thing to note as well, Eric, it would have been the 3rd odd man rush that Penn State had generated on that penalty kill alone. That's what I'm talking about. Penn State hockey is playing fast, playing in transition. Charlie Serrato jumped up in that rush right off the feed. He was going on an odd man rush, and all the BU defender could do was trip him up to slow him down. Otherwise, it would have been a 2-on-1 from nearly the red line in.
Yeah, Jack Hughes literally dove down to the ice and got Serrato's skates with his stick. 5:20 to go in the second. It's 2-0 Boston. 14 seconds of 4-on-4 before Penn State back to the power play. They'll start with Fink, Serrato, Crespo. And looking to see who's on the far side of the ice. The face-off is in the circle to Yegorov's left. Mack is the other defenseman because we're 4-on-4. And Mack has it at the point. Now it's Serrato. Tries to reverse it for Mack. The Terriers break it up. It's Cole Hudson. 5 seconds to go, 4-on-4. Dowd is up in the box. Terriers get it into the Penn State zone. And now the Nittany Lions on the power play. Here comes Fink with a head of steam through center ice. Chugs ahead. It's down near side, and Penn State's offside at the line. 1:39 to go on the power play. It's Jack Hughes for tripping. But now they'll be able to get the full unit they want out there with the 5-on-4.
Fink definitely getting frustrated. The whole Penn State team, you can tell, they just want to get one in so bad right now, and that frustration is building and building. But Chris, as you said, all they have going right now is that speed coming down fast is what's going to help them, and I think one will eventually hit the back of the net if they keep playing that way.
Yep. Neutral zone face-off. Serrato pushed it ahead into the attacking end. DeMarco couldn't keep it alive. Boston clears. Sergeyev out of his crease to get it behind the net. Down, works up the far side. Leaves it on the slingshot for Serrato now. Through center ice, near side to Marsico. Feathers in, but it didn't get deep. Boston sends it right back out. Dowd was waiting for it at the red line. Dowd walks his own line, leaves it for Fink. He's going to wind back into his own end and try to get the legs churning. Fink, like a locomotive, through center ice to the near corner for Serrato. Atop the slot, it's Dowd. They work it far side. Webush fires. His shot was blocked. Glove down by Dowd. And now to the near point for Serrato. With 56 to go in the power play, it's Serrato into the circle. Back to the point for Dowd. Cross ice Fink. Fink settles. Looks for an outlet. He'll churn the legs and walk the line. Opens it up for Serrato. On his forehand now Fink winds and drives a one-timer. Saved by Yegorov. The rebound into the corner, and Fink keeps along the wall. Fink feathers for DeMarsico. To the point for Dowd with 35 to go in the man advantage. Turns it over, and Boston clears. Penn State will change units with 29 seconds to go. He's trying to open up space. Fink had a good one-time opportunity, but Yegorov made the save. They can't beat the 6'5" Russian netminder just yet. 3:37 to go in the second. Still on the power play for 13 more seconds. It's shown to Geniev at the near point. Geniev atop the circle. Tries to throw under the crease into the legs of Gavin McCarthy, and the Terriers send it down. They'll get through the kill with 3:20 left now in the second, leading 2-0. Penn State 0 for 2 on the power play. Special teams so big. Mack has the puck bound over his stick. It's a one-on-one and a glove save by Sergeyev on Capone. And Capone smashes the glass with his glove behind the net. Sergeyev keeping it a 2-0 game with 3:09 to go in the second period. Back after this, you're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza.
Thank you. But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
Discover Happy Valley Hotels, featuring 6 top-rated properties in the heart of State College, with modern rooms and convenient amenities. From luxurious suites to budget-friendly options, our reputable brands have you covered. Enjoy comfort, style, and a great location all in one place. Book your stay today at www.stayhvh.com. Happy Valley Hotels, where your best stay starts.
3:09 left in the second period from the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Eric Olson, Chris Funke, Kendall Skolicki. Chris, big save by Sergeyev on Matt Capone on the partial break.
And it's a shame we had to go to commercial break because it took a little bit of the wind out of my sails there with the excitement I felt after that save from Sergeyev. That may be just the spark that this Penn State bench needs, and that might be what I've been saying, that's something to build off of, right? You get a huge save from your goaltender that protects you from going down 3-0 here towards the end of the second period. This could be a seminal point or a turning point in this game. So if Penn State does come back and wins this game, do not forget that save by Arseny Sergeyev.
Face-off will be to his right in the Penn State zone. Keaton Peters will lean in to take it. Face-offs 21-15 favoring Penn State. But Boston's won more in this second period. And Peters is able to win that one. Back to Mack. And now Nick to Graves. Lost it into skates, regathers. Christensen far side. Peters guides it into the zone. Yegorov out to play it, but it hops over his stick. On the forecheck now, it's the lines to Graves. Rubbed off the puck by Capone in deep. Cole Hudson now. Off to the near side for Jack Hughes. Hughes fires into the legs of Christensen just inside the zone. Hudson's on it. He turns, looking for an outlet. DeGraves is all over him. Hudson winding, and a tight angle stick save by Sergeyev as Hudson got to the goal line and let one go. And now it's Christensen just at the red line. He fires in with 2:30 to go in the second. Yegorov lost an edge behind the net. The puck was in his skates. Boston recovers to the neutral zone. They're onside. Willander fires in. Dowd reverses in the near corner for Christensen. Headbands for Genev. Cross ice in the skates of Lawback. Lawback on his forehand, and the shot fluttered wide into the near corner. Lawback to the far side. It's out of the reach of Crespo. He has to retreat to the neutral zone. Penn State touches up. With 1:59 to go in the second, it's 2-0 Boston. Here they come again. Odd man rush, and Sergeyev makes a save on Quinn Hudson as he let a forehand shot go right onto Sergeyev's chest.
And Arseni is standing tall here in the latter half of this second period. One thing I want to ask Kendall you about, that was a pretty uncharacteristic stumble from Yegorov there behind the net. Can you tell, with as much hockey has been played on this ice, does it look soft? Does it look chewed up here at the end of the second?
It definitely looks chewed up. That was I was shocked when he slipped like that. The ice definitely is ready to be run over again. We'll have to see if that trips anyone up.
Defensive zone face-off for Penn State. Boston controls. 1:49 to go in the period. They lead it 2-0. Game 2 of the national semifinal. Peters plays catch with Fascia. Deep in the Penn State end. Now it's Peters at the hash marks. He'll work it up and out of the zone as Amon on an outlet, but Peters will take it himself. Gains the zone. Right wing. Peters tries to throw one through the crease looking for Dowiak. Doesn't connect. Fascia from the point. His shot gets blocked in the circle. And Boston right back out the other way. It's Quinn Hudson tied up by Peters. Fascia just inside the Penn State zone. It's Peters. He'll scoop one in on the backhand as the netting lines start to change with 1:15 to go. Dowiak on the forecheck puts pressure on Yegorov. He's able to get it out of the zone. It's deflected up and out of play by Devin Kaplan in the neutral zone. That'll be where the faceoff is with 1:08 left in the second frame. They just got to get one, Chris. It feels like if they can get one, it's going to open it up.
They got to get one, but they've got to get some. They've got to get some time spent in the offensive zone. Thus far in the second, it's been one and done. Right, every shot they've had, a BU defender or BU forward has been there to clear away the rebound, and they're breaking the puck out over their own blue line. And then all of a sudden, Penn State's got to touch up. Right, you've got to get pucks and bodies to the net. Get one, you can build off it here for the remaining 21 minutes of this game.
67 seconds to go in the second period. Boston plays catch in its own end, D to D. Now Sergeyev will come out to play it on the dump-in. Up the near wall, DeMarco, deft pass for Serrato. He was erased by Harvey. The Terriers right back on it. DeMarco goes for a hit and missed as he was teeing up Sasha Boumediene. Bounding puck in the neutral zone. DeMarco's on it. Serrato just hops over his blade. Harvey, Christensen uses that long reach to protect the puck. Ryan Green tucks a backhand. Penn State takes it away. It's Mack for Wiebusch now. Off the boards and in. DeMarco burrows in on Willander. It's Boumediene. Pass off a netting line stick. It stays in with 16 to go. Penn State hunting for pucks, and the Terriers clear. Glove down by Crespo in the neutral zone. Here comes Kaplan 1-on-2 with 6. Kaplan, Fink ties them up and rides them into the far wall. Mack is there in the corner, 2 seconds and 1. And now we're through 40 in the Frozen Four. Boston will take a 2-0 lead into the third period. Goals from Jack Hughes and Cole Iserman in the second frame. And Penn State's going to have work to do now to come from behind in the third period to go to the national championship. And Chris, Boston is playing like the blue blood team they are. It's their 40th trip to the NCAA tournament and the 25th time they're playing in the Frozen Four.
And we can call a spade here. This team is fast. They are skilled. They are playing physical hockey. And as of right now, through 40 minutes, they have played their style of hockey at their pace of play the entire time. They have controlled the game. That being said, we know how dangerous this Penn State team is. We know they can score in bunches. We know there is not a guy in that dressing room right now for Penn State who is thinking, oh, man, we're down 2-0, we're out of this, right? We got a long hill to climb. There's not one guy in a Penn State jersey that's thinking that way. So it's I wouldn't say, even as a Penn State fan, I'm even slightly concerned at this point. You just got to know hope they're staying positive in that dressing room, saying, guys, all we need to do is play our game for 20 minutes. We can put 2 in on Yegorov, and it gets us to overtime. We all know what happened 2 weeks ago in the Allentown Regional when we got to overtime against UConn. So I just think they need to play their style of hockey instead of trying to play against BU's style of hockey.
The Penn State Department of Intercollegiate Athletics would like to recognize the Nittany Lions' official All-American corporate partners. Highmark, because life. Penn State Health, the official healthcare provider of Penn State Athletics. Pepsi, Pepsi Zero never tasted so good. Try it to believe it. PSECU, members achieve more. Wise Markets, the official grocer of Penn State Athletics. And West Shore Home, official window replacement partner of Penn State Athletics. Thank you to our All-American corporate partners for your support of Penn State Athletics and for helping us create a lifetime of impact for all of our student athletes. It's 2-0 Boston through 2 here in the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
At PSECU, we like to think we're pretty unforgettable.
SCPCU.
PQ. PESU.
Okay, maybe our name's a little hard to remember. But the perks at PSCCU are impossible to forget. We're a member-owned digital-first credit union that treats members way better than your average bank.
Oh, that's pretty cool, okay.
So even if you can't remember our name, just don't forget that our members achieve more.
PSECU. PSECU. PSECU.
So why aren't you a member yet?
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Shield. Official partner of Penn State Athletics.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Athletes push boundaries, defy odds, and strive for greatness. At Penn State Health, we share that drive. We tackle medicine's toughest challenges, leading to breakthrough treatments and even cures. Our researchers are passionate and push the limits, like the discovery of a pediatric cancer treatment that led to an FDA-approved drug, drawing patients globally to central Pennsylvania. Penn State Health, driven for you.
It's a 2-0 Boston lead through 2 periods here in the Enterprise Center, home of the St. Louis Blues. Eric Olson, Chris Funke, Kendall Skalicki with you. Penn State now has to do what Denver did in Game 1, Chris, and that's come from a 2-goal deficit. In that first semifinal, Western Michigan had a 2-0 lead going into the third period. Aiden Thompson and Jared Wright scored goals to tie it. Jared Wright at 17-21 sent that game to overtime, but Western would win it with an Owen Michaels goal in double overtime. So if Penn State wants to do what Denver did, what do they have to do now in the final 20 minutes?
I think it starts right from the face-off here in the third period. Penn State's been great on draws all night. Struggled a little bit in the second period there, but they overall have been great, especially as of late. Last 5-10 games, they've been dominant in the face-off circle. I think that's point number one. You need to continue that dominance, get back to it here in the third. I know you got a little bit away from it in the second. Like I said, that's a mentality thing, right? That's a we want the puck more than you do. Once you have possession, they need to get pucks over the red line, get them behind Boston University's D, force them to turn, whether it's with a chip where the puck gets deep below BU's goal line or a shot on Yegorov. They have to start turning these D, because if number 44 on Boston University, Cole Hudson can face up ice and have his skates up ice at all times. If he picks off any puck, picks up a rebound or anything like that, he's going to go. We know he's going to go 200 feet. He's that skilled. He's that fast. We know he can do it. So I think those are the first two things. And then number 3, pucks and bodies to the net, right? I know I've said this before. We're most likely not going to outskill this team, right? We're not. But we can beat them by playing a gritty, hard Penn State brand of hockey, and that is pucks and bodies to the net, crashing on a freshman goaltender who this is his only, 15th, 16th game in Division I hockey. I think those are going to be the keys to this third period. And then on the defensive side of things, what I really think we need to do is stop letting BU control possession below our goal line. Right? They're so talented. They're so skilled. They have the ability to rotate in the offensive zone so easily. That starts from them having the puck behind the net, behind Arseni. That's where they like to run their offense from. So those are my keys that I'm looking out for in this last 20.
This is feeling a little bit like that UConn game in Allentown, where at times it was difficult for Penn State to generate offense. But when they did, they had chances, and they've had really 3 great chances in this game, 2 by Aiden Fink, 1 by Dowiak, shorthanded on a breakaway. They've had 2 breakaways in this game, but they haven't been able to solve the 6'5" freshman from St. Petersburg, Russia. It's just a crazy story. He enrolls on January 21st at BU. Just 4 days after joining the team, he gets his first start against BC. They lost that game 2-0. But since then, he's been unbelievable. His last 7 games, he's 6-1-1 with a .936 save percentage and a .198 goals against average. He's showing that he has the poise to play in this type of game. Neither goaltender has been in this situation before. Yegorov for BU and Sergeyev for Penn State. And it's showing that it can be tough to beat a goaltender that's 6'5".
It really is. And I'm so happy that you pointed that out, Eric, because it brings me to a key element that I forgot to mention, and that is what we said at the top of the broadcast. This team's mantra, refusing to let anyone get negative. It is very easy to get negative and start slamming your stick and getting upset with yourself on the bench when you feel like you're doing everything right and you can't find the back of the net. And Penn State, as you mentioned, has generated a great deal of grade A scoring chances, but they haven't been able to solve Yegorov yet. For them, it's just saying, guys, we keep doing what we're doing. Maybe we be a little bit more hard-nosed around the net, look to bash home a rebound. We're going to get one on him, and once we get one, then we know the floodgates can open. So I think that's going to be a key thing here in the third as well.
And it wasn't a bad second period by any means for Penn State. They actually out-attempted BU 19-14, but the 2 goals for the Terriers coming, one where Sergeyev made the save but then lost where the puck was. He ends up opening up the pads. It's there. He didn't get the whistle. So many times you see a goalie get that whistle, and then Jack Hughes won the race to the loose puck to poke it in, and then it's a backdoor, basically 2-on-1 pass from Cole Hudson to Iserman right on the doorstep. You look at the goals in the NCAA tournament that have beaten Sergeyev. He only gave up 3 in Allentown. 2 of them he didn't have a chance on, and
one of those was a fluke as well.
Yeah,
the one that fluttered up on him and he lost sight of it, felt like in the crowd.
Yeah, and then here, it's 2 goals basically right in the crease from Boston.
Yep, and it's just that second goal that they scored, the pass from Hudson to Iserman. I don't think that there was any chance. I don't know that a prime age Patrick Waugh or Martin Brodeur was making that save. That's a tremendous play made by 2 fantastic hockey players. First one, Arseni, I'm sure he wants back. But realistically, like you said, he's played a very, very good hockey game. He's made 21 saves here on a lot of quality scoring chances. And we can't forget about the 2 huge saves he made in the last 2.5 to 3 minutes of that period that kept this a 2-0 hockey game. This could very easily be a 4-0 hockey game. That could have been a 4-goal period for the BU Terriers.
Well, it's the 3rd time that St. Louis is hosting the Frozen Four. And they've been a great host. What a great atmosphere, a great environment for the Frozen Four. It's been cool to just walk around the area. Got to see the arch today. The first time was in 1975. Michigan Tech won the national championship 6-1 over Minnesota. Herb Brooks was the head coach of that Gopher team. And then in 2007, Michigan State won the national championship in this building 3-1 over Boston College. It's the last Big Ten team to win a national championship, but the Big Ten officially has not won one as a conference because there was no Big Ten hockey at the time. And Penn State a big 20 minutes now coming up to try to get to the national championship.
It's a big, and right now it's your back's against the wall. And it's very much a cliche in the game, but it's a cliche for a reason. A 2-goal lead is the scariest lead in hockey, right? It's very easy for a team sitting on a 2-goal lead to get complacent. They know they've got a little bit of breathing room. They're not, one shot away from being in a tie game. This is where, like we said, Penn State needs to come out right off this opening faceoff and impose their will right away. Get a puck deep, someone go down, whichever line is starting, hard F1 on the forecheck, throw a body, do something that makes those boys in blue on the Penn State bench stand up and start banging your sticks that you can rally around.
This might be the time for Serrano, Webush, and DeMarco to make some more magic. 11 points in the Allentown region. DeMarco on a 3-game goal streak after scoring that overtime winner at 17:56 to send Penn State to St. Louis. Serrano on an 8-game point streak, 17 points in that stretch. Webush on a 5-game point streak, or a 5-game goal streak as well, an 8-game point streak. He has 7 goals in his last 5 games. That's the trio that might need to get Penn State going here in the third period. And that third period is coming up next. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
Discover Happy Valley Hotels, featuring 6 top-rated properties in the heart of State College, with modern rooms and convenient amenities. From luxurious suites to budget-friendly options, our reputable brands have you covered. Enjoy comfort, style, and a great location all in one place. Book your stay today at www.stayhvh.com. Happy Valley Hotels, where your best stay starts.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You've been in an accident and your car is disabled. A tow truck arrives and pressures you to sign forms that don't include rates. You call the police with the tower's info and find out this isn't the truck that was dispatched to you and ask the tower to back off. You share details of just what went down with your insurance company, and they say, good job. You just fended off a wreck chaser. It pays to know your tow.
Liberty Basement Systems are the foremost experts in the waterproofing industry for basements, crawl spaces, plus all your foundation needs. Call them today at 570-998-4540. They will give you the peace of mind that your home is structurally sound and you never have to worry about water again. Their certified inspectors will give you a free inspection and estimate. Call Liberty Basement Systems at 570-998-4540, the official basement waterproofing sponsor of Penn State Athletics.
We're trying.
Welcome back to the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Eric Olson, Chris Funke, Kendall Skolicki. Both teams hit the ice. It's a 2-0 Boston lead, and the Terriers 16-2 this year when leading through 2 periods. Kendall, what was it like down by the locker room there after that intermission?
When they came in, definitely looking defeated, coming out, trying to get each other amped up. I have to tell you, it is freezing in this rink. Everyone was talking about it in the hallways, even the players that are not playing tonight. They need some energy, have to get something going, loosen up, warming up. Chris, like you said, I think if they can get one, I think they're going to, or it might have been Eric, one of you said, if they can get one that they're going to take off, kind of feel that energy in the hallway. They just have to find the back of the net, but BU is all over them defensively. They just have to break through.
Penn State going left to right here in the third period. Season on the line here in Game 2 of the national semifinal of the Frozen Four. The winner to meet Western Michigan in the national championship on Saturday. Penn State will start with Lawback, Fink, and Genev, Christensen, and Mack on defense. Still trying to solve Mikhail Yegorov, the outstanding freshman who joined BU in late January, and he's helped guide them to the Frozen Four. Matthew Karan was the starting goalie with 12-6-1. I mean, a pretty good year for him win-wise, but the numbers not so great, an under 900 save percentage. We're underway now in the third period. Penn State controls. Mack fires, and that's icing as Genev just lost the race to the dot, and they'll bring the face-off all the way back to Arseny Sergeyev's side of the ice.
This is when they have to channel that mental toughness, too, that we know they have 0-8 in the Big Ten, and now they're in the Frozen Four. We know they have that fight in them. Coach Godowski was talking about how much more special this experience is, knowing how hard these guys have fought to get here, so they just have to channel.
It's been a run of all runs to get here, and they've played against some of the best teams in college hockey, but all of the Big Ten teams that made the tournament outside of Penn State lost in the regional semifinals. Cornell upset Michigan State. Minnesota State beat Minnesota in overtime, some controversy. And this BU team beat Ohio State after scoring 6 unanswered goals to win it 8-3. Penn State on the attack, a pass through the crease, and the Terriers go right to left the other way. It's Jack Hughes, poked off his stick. Now Fink on it. Fink looking to headman, and the pass is deflected off the back glass. It's Serrato out of the reach of Yegorov now. DeMarsa goes out there. Fink still on the ice for Penn State. DeMarsa, a turnaround shot high into the glove of Yegorov, and he'll hold.
There you go. Get pucks and bodies to the net. Play behind them. Chip pucks behind them. Get in, touch pucks first, finish your checks, and Penn State will win this game. That is Penn State hockey, and do it with a ton of speed, right? That's what they need to do.
Serrato, DeMarco, Webush. Face off in the near circle. Amon and Fascia on defense. .62 seconds into this third period. It's 2-0 Boston. Now Serrato leans in to take it against Bednarik. He wins it. Touch pass back for DeMarco, but it gets tied up right off the face-off. They tried to run that set play to get DeMarco in the shooting lane, and he was immediately tied up, couldn't get the shot off. And Penn State will have to go 200 feet as they regather in their own end. Serrato hunting on Boumediene. DeMarco takes a Terrier down. It was Willander. And now Boston right to left through center ice. Harvey will dump and change. Fascia retrieves behind Sergeyev. Now he'll work it up the left wing. His pass avoids Webush going off the leg of a Terrier. So no icing. Now Boston back the other way. It's Kaplan to the line. They're onside. It's Yzerman. He fires over Sergeyev all the way around. It winds. Boston fires back in. Mack takes it away. Now DeGraves atop the zone. DeGraves fires. It's blocked into the circle. A bounding puck loose. Side of the net. A backdoor pass. It needed to be a shot from Schoen, but he passed. Mack fires. Deflected. Schoen. Rebound loose. They score! Nick DeGraves right on the doorstep. Gets Penn State on the board. The spark the Nittany Lions needed. Nick DeGraves scores in the national semifinal. And Penn State's within one in the third period.
One of the identity guys finding the back of the net. And I don't mean to sound like a know-it-all here, but pucks and bodies to the net. You're scoring off a rebound. Nick DeGraves, of all the offensive firepower this Nittany Lion team has, a guy with 8 points so far this year, is the one who does the right thing, plays hard-nosed hockey, gets to net front, and bashes home a rebound on the third chance of the scramble.
Schoen put the puck off his pads and the rebound right to Nick DeGraves. His fourth goal of the season. A massive goal for Penn State to make it 2-1, 17:40 to go in the third period. There's life in the building. The Penn State fans on their feet in Enterprise Center. And the Nittany Lions deflect in from center ice. Yegorov out to play it. Can they put a little seed of doubt in the Terriers and make that seed grow? A pass off the wall. Hops over Lawback's stick. Now dumped in behind Yegorov. Genev tracking it down. Wins the battle. Now it's Fink into the near corner. He's crunched by Cole Hudson. LaChance fires out. It rainbows all the way down, and this is going to be icing on the Terriers. 17:01 to go in the third period, and Kendall, life in the building for the Penn State fans.
Yes, thankfully we were waiting for that. Saw that coming for Nick DeGraves, honestly. I saw that look in his eyes. He was coming down fast, playing aggressively. Chris, you were definitely right about those rebounds. Really happy for him they got that one.
Great to see the freshman bury one here in the Frozen Four and get things started for the Nittany Lions.
The Edmonton native scores one of the biggest goals of the season off the face-off, a shot from the point. Off the back glass, Schoen got hammered behind the cage. And now LaChance dumped into the Penn State end. Nittany Lions regather. Long stretch pass deflected in by Schoen. The guys complimented this line of late. He calls them the second identity line. Peters, Dowiak, Paquette have been a driving force, but that trio has done excellent things. A backdoor pass by the Terriers and a save by Sergeyev as he was deep in his crease. And now it's Mack leading the rush up the ice, gains the red line, and backhands one in to start a change. Out come Serrato, Webush, into Marsico. At center ice, it's Harvey trying to split the defense. It's Fascia and Amon out there. A big hit by Nick Fascia and a bounding puck between the hash marks. Here comes Penn State left to right with speed. It's Webush for Amon, and it rolls in on Yegorov, and he makes the glove save. There's another instance of Casey Amon joining the rush at the right time, and he just missed deflecting that puck.
Yes, and Casey Amon has played so solid this whole game and really this whole postseason. He made a play in the second period that was just a tremendous breakup of a pass, and those are the little intangibles, right, that don't show up no one keeps track of how many pass breakups you had, right, at net mouth as a defenseman. They'll keep track of block shots, they keep track of goals, assists, obviously, but no one keeps track of, hey, taking a hit to make a play to make sure the puck gets out over your blue line. Those are the things you need to win this time of year.
Attacking zone face-off now, and Serrato had won it, but they'll drop it again. And just like that, 4 shots early in this period for Penn State. 1 in the back of the net to Graves from Schoen and Simon Mack. 2:15 in. Face-off far circle. Tried again. Serrato wins it back cleanly. And a shot by Webush got blocked. Back to the point. It's Crespo. He keeps. Serrato now at the side of the net. It's DeMarco chasing it down into the corner. Tied up by McCarthy. Webush hunting for it. Lost his stick. Has to regather it. It's loose down on the ice. So is the puck. And it goes high off the glass to the near side. Cole Hudson works it up and out of the zone. A We Are chant up from the contingent of Penn State fans here in Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Down on Kaplan. Back to the point. A shot right into Sergeyev's glove from Gavin McCarthy at the far point.
There's a lot of life on that Nittany Lion bench, and here in St. Louis, in this building, you can really start to feel the ice tilt in the Nittany Lions' favor, and that's, you can never say it's too little, too late, as long as there's still time on the clock, right? And this game is still within reach.
Winning faceoffs, getting pucks on net. 2 of the keys here. Penn State's won 5 out of the 6 faceoffs already in this period, but the Terriers win this one. And they're working below the goal line, try to center all the way through, and the puck trickles out of the zone. Boumedian on the retrieval in his own end, off the wall, and it's taken back by the Nittany Lions. Indirect pass through some legs. The Terriers are able to go off the glass and deep. No icing. Matt retrieves. Christensen up the near wall. Lawback waiting for it. Cross ice. Genev trying to settle it. Genev got knocked down by Tom Willander. Willander's 6'1". Genev, the shortest player in college hockey. A long shot, blocker down by Yegorov. Into the far corner, it's Genev trying to center for Fink. Goes off a leg and out of the zone. Mack spins one back into the Terriers' end. Penn State starting to change. Boumedian in his own end. D to the near side. Cole Hudson. Hudson gains the zone. Long shot goes off the window and out. And McCarthy will have to track it down. Through center ice, it's Cole Hudson again, trying to dangle around, and they're offside as Dowiak was trying to stand him up just inside the zone.
I think there might be a penalty called. It looked like that was the official with his hands up. Maybe a high stick on Penn State. I think a Penn State stick caught Hudson under the chin.
That's a good spot, Chris.
Penn State bench by the penalty for too many men.
Oh. Well, he had the penalty, just not the right one. Yeah, too many men on the ice for Penn State, and boy, they had momentum going their way. 14-21 to go in the third period. 2-1 Boston. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Do you desire a career in the electrical industry, have a strong work ethic, and take pride in your work? Well, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local Number 5 has immediate opportunities for you. Earn industry-leading wages and benefits, including health care for your family, retirement packages, continuing education programs, pathways for advancement, and so much more. For information, call 412-432-1400 or visit us online at ibw5.org today.
Penn State back to work shorthanded. They got through the first Terriers power play, only allowing one shot on goal. 14-21 to go in the third. 2-1 Boston. Eric Olson, former Penn State goaltender Chris Funke, Kendall Skalicki down ringside. And it's a too many men on the ice, a bench minor at an inopportune time as the Nittany Lions had a momentum on their side after DeGraves scored 2:15 into the period from Schoen and Simon Mack. And the dangerous Boston power play back to work. But Chris, what did Penn State do well to contain them on the first attempt?
I think what they did is they made sure BU did not have an easy time entering their zone. Right? They love to enter with possession. They forced BU to give up the puck in order to enter the offensive zone. I think that's going to be big here on this PK as well.
A face-off win and a clear by Mack right onto Yegorov. He comes out of his crease to settle the puck, and he'll leave it for Cole Eiserman, the smooth skating defenseman. Might as well be a forward out there, the way he can create offense. They're on the power play. Here come the Terriers. Eiserman shot, towed out by Sergeyev with the right pad. Fanned on it a little bit, but got enough power on the shot. And Sergeyev makes the save. 13:54 to go in the third. 2-1 Boston. 1:30 left on the power play. Hudson over the red line. Guarded by Fink. Drop pass for Eiserman. On the slingshot. Gains the zone far side to the point. A dump into the near corner for Shane LaChance. Waiting at the wall. Penn State trying to create a turnover. A shot off of Crespo's chest. It's knocked down. And Penn State clears again off of glove. Fink will go in on the forecheck with Reese Lawback. Dowiak had a shorthanded breakaway on the first Boston power play. And Yegorov made a blocker save. Does Penn State get aggressive again shorthanded? Fink is going to track this clearance down. And now he has it in the near corner. A bounding puck. He avoids a hit from Eiserman. Fink to Mack at the near point. Penn State shorthanded. Mack shot into Yegorov's glove. He'll drop it for Tom Willander. 44 to go on the power play. Sometimes the best kill is possessing the puck offensively, and that's what Penn State was trying to do. Here comes Boston right to left. Poked by Serrato just at the line off of Harvey's stick. Now they're into the zone, but they turn it over. Penn State D to D. Mack out of the zone. And Serrato was able to deflect in. Now it's Willander bananing up the far side down the right wing. All over his back is Matt DeMarsico. DeMarsico out there with Serrato shorthanded. Penn State trying to create offense. Down a man. Just 7 more seconds to go, though. 5 seconds. Lugris is serving the penalty. He's up in the box. At the goal line, a pass all the way through the crease. Penn State's back at full strength. Lugris goes to the bench now to get back settled. 12:13 to go. Penn State got through another Boston power play. The fourth best power play in the nation is 0 for 2. But the Terriers lead it 2-1 here in the third. 8 minutes in to this third period. Schoen trying to dangle around Boumediene, the youngest player in college hockey. Schoen scurries to the far side of the ice. Good stick, good keep by Dowiak. A pass across. Now Schoen finds it in the far circle. Schoen lost the handle as he was trying to trigger a forehand shot, and the Terriers send it out. Mack retrieves near the red line. Now gains entry on the near side. Feathers to the far wall. DeGraves hunting for it. He has the goal for Penn State. Kept alive in the zone. Now DeGraves to the near point for Mack. He'll wind to drive, looking for a tip off the post, right at the net mouth. The puck is still loose. Schoen is digging for it, and Yegorev gets a whistle with that puck still free under a host of bodies.
That was a very quick whistle there from the official. I'm surprised they blew that dead so quick. Phenomenal tip from Ben Schoen on the shot from Simon Mack. That puck was probably going about 2 feet wide. You know it was a shot pass from Mack. Schoen gets a great stick on it, and then Yegorev, to his credit, stands tall, makes a great save, is good on the scramble, and Dane Dowiak getting in there, taking a beating to try and bash home the second chance.
Attacking zone draw in the near circle. Laubach, Fink, Genev out. Penn State controls its Fink. Fires all the way across the ice. It hit a leg. Laubach trying to keep the puck alive at the far point. Boston sends it back in to its own zone. D-to-D pass, Willander. Penn State has 2 forwards forechecking. Terriers escape the pressure. Here comes Ryan Green. Drop pass to the top of the near circle. Quinn Hudson winds it to the goal line. Now LaChance protects and turns into the near circle. On his forehand, fires. Saved by Sergeyev with the glove. 10:54 to go in this third period. 2-1 Boston. What a year it's been for Ben Schoen to come back after his devastating lower body injury. Wasn't sure he'd ever play college hockey again. And he has 7 goals, 19 points on the year. And Kendall, Guy has raved about what Ben Schoen has done for the team this season, especially down the stretch with how well he's been playing.
Yeah, Ben's story is unbelievable. I was asking the guys yesterday how they were feeling this week. He said he was feeling a little bit, to be honest, things going. So he's flying down the ice. His stick handling is awesome. Really great to see him being successful. Just want to see him get one in. But as you said before, we got through that PK. All the momentum was going Penn State's way. We'll have to use that again. Mental toughness. See if they can pick that back up. Keep swinging the momentum that way.
Sergeyev getting some maintenance done on his skate at the Penn State bench. Ben Kogut going to work. And Sergeyev is good to go now. Held back to his crease. 10:54 left in this third period. 2-1 Boston. Jack Hughes, Cole Iserman in the second period. Nick DeGraves, his 4th of the year. 2:15 into the third. Got life back on the Penn State bench. The watch party back at Pagula Ice Arena celebrating as well. Nittany Lions trying to get to their first ever national championship and their first ever trip to the Frozen Four, but they have to continue to come from behind, down by 1. Hemmed in their own end right now. It's Fascia below the goal line to Ahmed as they escape and evacuate the zone. It's Tyler Paquette to the line for Carson Dick. Peters lost an edge and lost the puck. It trickles all the way down. Sergeyev comes out to play it, so no icing. It was heading towards his crease. Ahmed headmans for Dick. He deflects in. Yegorev out to play it with Laubach hunting. And now it's Iserman up the left wing. Laubach all over. Creates the turnover. Here comes Fink chugging ahead. Still stuck on 23 goals, trying to set a program record and break a tie with Alex Limoges. Boston on the attack. It's Bednarik with a long shot, swallowed up by Sergeyev with the glove from atop the near circle with 10:08 to go in the third.
Arseni once again standing tall, not giving up any rebound there, which is a difficult thing to do on a low one-timer. To be able to get your glove hand down in front of your pad, the instinctual thing to do is to kick out your left pad in that scenario, put the puck in the corner, and play continues. He tracks the puck so well, able to get his glove hand down, knows he had time to get that with his glove and get a whistle for the guys.
Boston controlled the face-off, but Iserman fanned on a shot. Here comes Penn State left to right. Dick will dump into the zone. Paquette 1-on-3. The Terriers escape with Willander to Iserman. He fires in off the back of the cage. Mack crunched in his own end as he moved the puck up. Drop pass. Now Serrato. Serrato on his back end, carrying all the way around. Tries to feather to the doorstep, and it was broken up in front. Here comes Boston, right to left. It's Cole Hudson into the zone. A long shot, swallowed up by Sergeyev, and he'll hold it with 9:30 to go in the third. Boston leading 2-1. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. You're listening to (2-1) BU in the third period of Game 2 of the national semifinal. A timeout on the ice will take you with them. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
Liberty Basement Systems are the foremost experts in the waterproofing industry for basements, crawl spaces, plus all your foundation needs. Call them today at 570-998-4540. They will give you the peace of mind that your home is structurally sound and you never have to worry about water again. Their certified inspectors will give you a free inspection and estimate. Call Liberty Basement Systems at 570-998-4540, the official basement waterproofing sponsor of Penn State Athletics.
Feeling the need to get away from it all? Then it's time to unleash your wild side and hit the off-road with the ultimate adventure partner, the Ford Bronco family of SUVs. Whether you're tackling the trails or just enjoying nature, the Ford Bronco and Bronco Sport are designed for fun. With all the high-tech, versatility, and comfort, the Ford Bronco family will let you make the most of every adventure. So gear up and get out there. Start out today at buyfordnow.com and then get to your local Ford store.
The Penn State Department of Intercollegiate Athletics would like to recognize the Nittany Lions all-conference corporate partners: Lurch RV, MI Windows and Doors, Pam Health, the Penn State Bookstore, Pennsylvania Lottery, Planet Fitness, SRS Distribution, Utz, and Wyndham Hotels. Thanks to all of our all-conference corporate partners for their support of Penn State Athletics. Eric Olson, Chris Funke, Kendall Skolicki here in the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. It's 2-1 Boston with 9:30 to go in the third period. Chris, Penn State already 7 shots in this period after having only 8 in the second and 7 in the first.
And you look at the scoring so far this period, right? It's been 1-0 Penn State, and it really does, it has felt like, with the exception of that penalty kill, all Penn State so far in the first 10.5 minutes of this period. That's what you want to see when you're trying to get back into a hockey game.
Lost a little momentum where they took a bench miter for too many men, but they got through the kill and now have to get back on the attack to try and tie this national semifinal. The winner to meet Western Michigan in the national championship on Saturday. Nick DeGraves in the neutral zone. Puck bounds to the near side. Waiting for it is Cade Christensen. Winds it off the glass to the far corner. Doyak with a heavy hit. He wins the battle, and the puck squirts free to the near side. Turnover. Quick shot by DeGraves. Swallowed up by the glove of Yegorov. He was quick to flash the leather.
This line, once again, providing the next group up with something they can rally off of, something they can build off of, right? You see now DeMarco, Serrato, and Webush get out there, and this is a skilled bunch up front, right? This is a very skilled trio up front. They look at this and say, all right, well, Schoner, DeGraves, and Lugris just played good hard-nosed hockey, generated a good scoring chance, got an offensive zone whistle. Why don't we try to do the same, right?
What magic can this line create after having 11 points in Allentown and DeMarco scoring the goal to send Penn State here to its first ever Frozen Four, but the Terriers the other way off the faceoff. A cross-ice pass. Serrato with a good back check to tie up Capone. And here comes Penn State now left to right. Streaking through center ice, it's DeMarco. Pass near side, Webush. Webush drags, fires, hampered, back in behind the net. It's DeMarco, tries to kick it to the crease, and waiting for it was Webush there, but couldn't get the shot off. DeMarco just outside the line, fires back in, and Penn State will change. McCarthy will settle behind his 6'5" freshman netminder. He comes up the near side into the circle, surveys, up for Cole Hudson at the line. Boston onside, it's Green, drop pass LaChance to the net mouth, kicked out with the left pad by Sergeyev. as he was looking for a backdoor pass. Here comes Penn State. It's Jania. Jania fires. Saved by Yegorov. Knocks it back behind the net. It's Mack in deep to the far side. Fake fires. Quick shot. Blockered away by Yegorov, and he bats it into the corner. It's Mack trying to carry to the doorstep. Now to the near side. He wraps, and the Terriers take it away. They're able to send it out, and Penn State retreats. It's Christensen. Turns and flies. Now through center ice. It's Christensen ahead. Christensen fires. Big rebound. Jania. Another one-time shot and a save by Yegorov. Penn State attacking. Ahmed to Christensen. Far side. A shot. Rebound off the side of the net from Lawback. Penn State buzzing here. Ahmed couldn't keep the line. And here comes Devin Kaplan the other way. 1-on-2. Just lost the handle at the line. And Boston, offside with 7:32 to go. Leading 2-1. And a great pushback and some scoring opportunities for Penn State.
And it really, really feels like everything is going in Penn State's favor right now. You look at where we ended the second. Shots were 24-15 Boston University. Right now, with 7.5 minutes still to play in the third, shots 30-26. And again, that's why we see Penn State outscoring BU here in this third so far.
Up to 12 shots now after a flurry of attempts on Yegorov. And a shot from the point deflected by Dowiak. It was blocked by Hudson. Icing is waved off as Iserman bodies Ahmed off the puck. Fascia cleans him up. And Schoen reverses to the far side. Dowiak waiting for it. Through his legs, turns it over though. Shot saved by Sergeyev from Capone. Broken stick, it's Fascia's. Webush controls the puck between the circles. Backhands one out. Drops for Dowiak in his skates. Penn State's onside. Dowiak has it at the far point. Shovels to the near side. Schoen tried to protect and funnel to the net. But the puck taken away. Crespo bats it back in. Whitney Lions touch up. 6:40 to go in the third. Penn State trailing 2-1. Got the better chances in this third period. Here comes Capone trying to dance around. And a save by Sergeyev as Capone got the forehand free. And Sergeyev down in the butterfly closed the 5-hole to make the stop. 6:31 to go in this third period. 2-1 Boston. Dowd with good defense on Matt Capone, and Sergeyev makes the save.
That's really, it comes to mind, maybe the first really solid scoring chance that BU has had this third period, and we're closing in on 14 minutes into the period.
Boston controls the attacking zone faceoff. Back to the point for Hudson. His shot goes wide and out. Now it's Carson Dick. He'll shovel it off the wall, and he'll burrow in on the by Christensen. Bats at the puck at the line, trying to keep it out of the zone. He does. Peters is on it, has to swing into the Penn State end. Now he gets ahead of steam. Peters down the right wing, fires over Yegorov off the back glass. Kaplan to his skates. Genev takes it away on his backhand. Shot goes wide. Fink into the corner. Looks for an outlet. And the puck hops past Ahmed all the way down. Did he get a touch? No, this is going to be icing on Boston. Now with 5:45 to go in the third. 2-1 Terriers. For Penn State here, just want to keep getting attacking zone faceoffs. Keep rolling lines out there to see if you can win it.
And right now, Penn State back to looking. The other thing that we haven't mentioned so far, right? Penn State back to being dominant in the faceoff circle here in this third period.
Yeah, 32-22 overall.
And winning 10-5 here in the third. So this is everything we mentioned in the intermission they're doing.
Serrano wins it back to Webush to the point. Christensen fires, swallowed up by Yegorov.
They're making us look pretty smart right now, Eric, aren't they?
Yeah, well, Serrano, he's been so great on faceoffs this year. 57% coming into tonight, and he won it cleanly. And when you win it cleanly, you can execute those faceoff plays.
Absolutely. It makes it so much easier to run a set draw play, especially in the offensive zone when you win it cleanly. And it goes right back to the intended guy you wanted to pick it up.
This time Serrano gets tied up, but he finds the puck along the far wall to the point. Fascia had to leave the zone, and Penn State needs to touch up. Webush calling for a change. Hudson, D-to-D for McCarthy. McCarthy off a skate. And it's going to be icing on the Terriers. He was shy of the red line. And that'll bring it back into the attacking end. And what unit will Penn State send out? It'll be Fink, Lawback, and Genev. And they want the face-off in the near circle. 5:25 to go in the third. 2-1 Boston. Game 2 of the national semifinal. The winner gets Western Michigan on Saturday. Lawback will lean in against Bednarik. Lawback on his backhand. Bednarik wins it for the Terriers to the near wall. McCarthy off the glass and out. Mack chops at it. Hughes will burrow in. Sergeyev out to play it. Smart play by Arseny Sergeyev to work it up the far side. Booted down just outside the zone. Penn State might have had numbers, but Harvey won a battle. Lawback takes it away. He'll shovel into the far side. Glove down by Cole Hudson. Off a stick, though, from Aiden Fink. Lawback on the forecheck with Fink. The Terriers working up the near wall. Capone turns and fires. Hudson at the line. He's a defenseman, but he's the first forward in, essentially, on the forecheck. And now he's attacking and winning the puck to Capone. His shot goes wide of Sergeyev. Off the window, caught the stanchion. Here comes Penn State 2-on-2 on the counter. It's Genev with Fink. Fink on his forehand, fires wide off the backdasher. Crespo, a bomb, and it goes all the way around to down with 4:34 to go in the third. Penn State trailing by 1. It's shown. Capone lost his stick. It's in his skates. Now he gets his stick back. Glove down by Schoen. Schoen past the near side. Crespo on his forehand. Fire saved by Yegorov. He peeks behind him, but it didn't get through. 4:19 to go in the third period. 2-1 Boston. You're listening to the Penn State Sports Network.
As the cost of electricity continues to rise, people in Pennsylvania are looking for ways to save money at home, and they're finding it in an energy source that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly. It's propane. Propane can power everything from furnaces and water heaters to ovens and fireplaces, even clothes dryers. And propane fire pits and heaters make outdoor living in Pennsylvania just as comfortable as being inside. Get the facts at papropane.com. Brought to you by the Pennsylvania Propane Foundation and your local propane provider.
You've been in an accident and your car is disabled. A tow truck arrives and pressures you to sign forms that don't include rates. You call the police with the tower's info and find out this isn't the truck that was dispatched to you and ask the tower to back off. You share details of just what went down with your insurance company, and they say, good job. You just fended off a wreck chaser. It pays to know your tow.
4:19 to go in the third period. 2-1 Boston. Eric Olson, Chris Funke, Kendall Skolicki. Kendall, the team has talked about mental toughness all year, and this is where they need it most now. Do or die with 4:19 left. Well, we might have lost Kendall there for a second, but Chris, this is where you're going to be tested with your mental toughness.
It is, and it's something that you hear a lot in football, right? When they say fourth down in season, right? When you know that it's coming down to one last play, and that's really what it comes down to here for Penn State in this last remaining 4 minutes after this TV timeout is up. You need to be throwing everything you have in the kitchen sink at Yegorov right now, trying to just put one past him, knot it up, and get this thing to overtime. Give yourself a 50-50 chance.
Penn State will get an attacking zone face-off. Schoen will take the draw in the near circle. Nick DeGraves, the lone goal scorer, 2:15 into this third period. Schoen is able to win it. Back to Doyak. Mack bombs from the point wide of Yegorov all the way around to the far side. It's Christensen. He's able to keep. Doyak is out there with DeGraves and Schoen. Terriers are able to work it out of the zone. Doyak on the back check. Mack in deep. Gathers the puck. Under 4 to go now. Penn State needs the tying goal. They're down 2-1. Schoen is able to steal it just inside his own zone. Sends it across the ice for Mack. Mack. Near side. Christensen to Genev. Deflects in, but not deep. Turned right back by the Terriers. Now it's Genev through center ice. Penn State turned back at the Boston line by Quinn Hudson rather. Crespo, long cross-ice pass, no icing. No, it shouldn't have been icing. Lawback won the race to the dots. It's Crespo's long cross-seam pass just out of his reach. I thought Lawback won that race.
I did as well, and it's something I was just thinking about that just came to mind. That TV timeout came at such an awkward time in terms of strategically what the Penn State bench and coaching staff may be thinking for the remainder of this game, because you don't really want to think about telling Arseni, hey, if we're still down one with a minute and a half to play, be looking at the bench, right? Because the way they're playing right now, they may be thinking we could score 2 in the next couple of minutes here.
Boston wins the faceoff clean. Back to the point for Boumediene. In deep, below the goal line, looking for a home run pass. Now Penn State was for Fink. Now the Nittany Lions are on it. It's Geniev streaking ahead down the right wing. Geniev into the corner. Back up the near side. It's Crespo. Lost the puck in his skates. Is able to keep just inside the zone. Lawback trying to one-hand it to Geniev. Boston the other way, right to left. Hughes fires in. 2:59 to go. Lawback to Fink. Deflects in, but gloved down by Hudson. Hudson has it far side. Relieves pressure for Shane LaChance. LaChance arches one in. Back behind Sergeyev. 2:43 to go. And Dowd knocked down from behind. No penalty. Here comes Penn State. Serrato. Devin Kaplan had the hard hit from behind on Jimmy Dowd in deep. 2:27 to go. Yegorov watches the puck go to his left. Terriers work it up to the red line. Mack is waiting for it. Mack. Penn State deflects in, but again, right to Cole Hudson. He's just a puck vacuum right now. Hughes fires, blocked her down by Sergeyev from the blue line. 2:07 to go. And Sergeyev might be following the team up the ice. He's ready to go, and now he leaves the net. Extra attacker out there for Penn State. It's Serrato. Ran into the linesman at the line, but the puck stays alive. It's DeMarsico. He fires. Saved by Yegorov, leaning against the far post. Makes the save on an unsettled situation. 1:52 to go. 2-1 Boston. Penn State's net is empty, and they do not have their timeout.
That's what I was just going to bring up. This is where that failed challenge in the first period really comes back to haunt you. You know Penn State would love a timeout here so they can bring the guys over, draw something up, and generate hopefully something right off the draw with the extra attacker on the ice. But again, all the kudos in the world to Penn State, how they've come out in this third period. Shots are now even 32-32 with 1:52 left.
Boston wins the faceoff back, but Penn State controls now. They win the puck battle. It's Serrato at the far wall. Pressure's put on, though, and the Terriers send it up into their bench. Green scooped it out on the backhand, so the faceoff will stay in the attacking end. Serrato, DeMarsico, Webush. Jimmy Dowd, the defenseman, Aiden Fink, and Nick DeGraves out there. 5 forwards, 1 defenseman. Penn State's net is empty with 1:45 to go. Trying to tie it here in the game 2 of the national semifinal. Serrato wins the faceoff back to Dowd on his forehand. Fires, saved by Yegorov. He scoops it with the glove off of his chest.
Really happy to see number 17, Nick DeGraves, the freshman, out there in this situation. He did everything that was required of him on that goal. He was willing to take a cross-check in the back to find the back of the net on a rebound. He's the guy you want out there right now.
Penn State controls it again off the faceoff. Dowd shovels it to the net. It got blocked. LaChance back-checking is DeMarsico to keep the puck alive, but it leaves the zone. Now they touch up. Fink into the zone. Lost it. McCarthy. And it goes off the glass and out. It's trickling all the way down. No icing. It caught a body and rolls all the way down to the Penn State end. 1:18 to go. Penn State trailing 2-1. It's Fink scurrying ahead. Fink, left side. Fink on his forehand pass all the way across for Webush. Net is empty for the Nittany Lions. Webush to the net mouth. It was blocked away. Now bounding puck, kept by Mack. He has to chase it down. Harvey's on it for the Terriers. He fires and scores. Into the empty net, and Boston 59 seconds away from going to the national championship. Mack tried to keep at the near point, and the puck got past him. Penn State got some looks off faceoffs, but could not beat Mikhail Yegorov. And the Terriers 1 minute away.